Tonight's show and topic of discussion do not necessarily reflect the opinion of Spaced Out Radio, SOR Media, or its hosts. Listener discretion is advised. Here at Spaced Out Radio, we are about to take you higher. Broadcasting from the Rocky Mountains of Colorado to you listening around the world. Welcome to Spaced Out Saturdays on Spaced Out Radio. You can follow Tessa on our Facebook page at Spaced Out Radio, on Twitter at TessaTNT, and you can subscribe to her YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio for our archives. Now broadcasting from our Mile High Radio Clubhouse on Spaced Out Saturdays with your host, Tessa Nicole Thomas.
Good evening, Spaced Out Radio. Secure your tinfoil hats, buckle down tight, and hold on loosely as we soar over the Rocky Tops on a Rocky Mountain high and settle down snugly at mile marker 419.9 in colorful Colorado. It is Saturday, April 13th, Sunday, April 14th for those of you on the East Coast and beyond, and this is Spaced Out Radio. Hope you had a rockin' weekend, an awesome day, and an even better evening. I am your host, TessaTNT, and we are live tonight on SpacedOutRadio.com. We are 150,000 strong nightly on Spaced Out Radio Network, SpacedOutRadio.com, Spreaker, Paranormal Radio, TalkStream Live, as well as Deep Talk Radio, which you can find at DeepTalkRadio.com. You guys don't forget to head to our website, SpacedOutRadio.com, where you can peruse the Spaced Out Radio store and check out the Encounter Online, dealing with everything strange, paranormal, and odd. So, tonight, we are joined by Allisa and Caden Mask. And they are Northeast Mississippi natives. Caden and Allisa Mask are no strangers to the paranormal field. Over the years, both have been studying different religions, spirituality, types of spirits, folklore, astral traveling, elementals, angels, and demons to tackle any situation and the universe brings to their attention. Their knowledge and experiences go much further than your average day spirit. Their investigation style is wildly mixed as well. Allisa and Caden, welcome to the show. It's so great to have you guys. I'm so excited.
So excited. Thanks for having us back on.
I'm so excited to have you guys. Like, you guys are awesome.
Aw, thanks. So are you. Dynamite.
I have to say, you guys are like, I was thinking about it earlier. I'm like, they're not like one of my most favorite people. You guys are like my favorite people in the world, I have to say. Seriously, you guys are my faves. And I don't know what it is. Like, I haven't even got to personally meet you guys yet, but oh my god. Like, you guys are my faves. I can't wait to meet you.
Yay.
Because that's like on
Makes
like
my
number
heart
one on
happy.
my bucket list.
We're going to have to come up to meet you for sure.
Right.
We might have to meet
Yeah.
halfway or maybe in Arkansas or whatever, but I'm for sure going to meet you guys.
There we go.
Birds of a feather flock together.
Right.
That's right. My uncle used to tell me that all the time. I'm like, Uncle Bill, that's BS. I ain't even like these guys, but for this case, it is true.
Yeah.
So how have things been going for you guys? I know that you guys have had a lot of crazy random changes going on in your paranormal field as well as your personal life. Like, where are you guys at right now, and what are your goals, and what do you see for your future?
We've had some drastic changes. They've been awesome though. The timing was perfect. It was, I hate to use the word divine, but I'm going to say it was just, it was pre-planned. It was divine timing, and it happened exactly like it was supposed to. And since it has, we kind of hit the ground running, and things took off a lot quicker than we expected. We really didn't expect it to, but it's awesome. It's not real. I'm not complaining, you know. But it's been fun. It's fun. We love what we do, and we're excited. We are so excited.
Oh my!
So sorry. So yeah, Chad and Alta from Orbducted have been getting in touch with you guys. Short thing going along because I muted myself. But how are things going with Chad and Alta? I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. Oh my God! Like, number one, thanks so much for giving us that contact, because I swear to you that Chad and Alta are me and Allisa in, like, that's us in the future. I cannot even begin to tell you how our lives are so parallel. Like, mine and Chad's backgrounds, like the way that he grew up is exactly the same as me. The way that Alta and Allisa grew up is pretty much right there. I mean, their mannerisms. I told Allisa, I said, just wait till you talk to her, because it's like talking to you, and it's crazy. It is absolutely amazing, and I have to get a shout-out to them, because I'm sure that they are listening. They are just such amazing individuals, and we were so blessed that, you thought so high of us to give us that contact. I mean, and it was like an instant family connection, much like what we have with you.
The energy, all of our energies just, like, they fit perfect.
Perfect. Absolutely.
I'm excited for that. I don't really know. We don't know. It's kind of a step-by-step thing with them, but it's whatever it is or whatever it becomes, it's awesome.
I will say this, if everything goes the way that it's planned right now, the paranormal field will never be the same, in my opinion. And I'm just going to say that.
Well, it's
I mean,
so
it
true.
is absolutely huge. Huge.
It's amazing.
But yeah,
and
no,
these
it's going
two,
fantastic.
They're so amazing, and the energy they have, and so on and so forth. I'm like, holy shnikes. And I was like, I can't leave them hanging. I got to introduce them to my brother and sister, Caden and Allisa, and right away they're like, thank you so much for doing that, and they were so relieved, and that's what I was looking for, like some sort of relief for them, because I know how stressed out they were, how much help they needed, and I'm so happy and so grateful that you guys are there for them and doing the amazing job that you're doing, and I can't wait for you guys to meet personally. Hopefully I'm there for that, but we'll see what happens.
Coming in June.
Yeah, we're planning for June. We're going to go down and see them.
Okay. I'm going to plan for that too.
We're gonna stream through Arkansas, and you can just kind of hitchhike with us and roll down with us.
Yeah, you're going to go up through
Colorado,
Arkansas and then back down, or what?
Yeah.
Shoot, I'll do that. Because I've been meaning to go see my sister, and shoot, if you guys are going to go up there, I'll catch a ride. I'll stick my leg out and my thumb and be like, woot woot, give me a ride.
Yeah, they spoke very highly of you, by the way. They were, when I spoke to them again yesterday, for about 2 hours, and you came up several different times, and Alta was very relieved. She was like, thank the Lord that Tessa heard us. She heard us. She heard us. They were so elated.
Yeah, I was so worried for them, and she's like, can you please come and help us? And she told me the newest thing that happened to Chad, and she's like, oh my God, I need your help right now. If ever I needed your help, I need it right now. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't get there. I'm working right now, and things are crazy, but I know you guys are so close, and if I trusted anybody in that region, it's you two. And I'm just like, you got to meet these guys, and I told you guys about them, and you guys finally got together, and I'm so, so grateful for that, because I know you guys are amazing, awesome people, and so are they. And just for you guys to meet, it's funny because me and Alta felt like we were sisters, like we're family, and you guys feel connected as family as well, and it's funny how circles work that way. In the past, we may have been families, even though today we're not.
Well, let me just to, kind of give you some of the similarities. Chad's side of the family, although mine and his backgrounds are the same, his family name is actually Allissa's family name, and they're part of Arkansas that Allissa's family is originally from as well.
Yeah, like it's my maiden name. His family name is my maiden name, and they're all from that general area. All of the dates it's just so, everything is so parallel with them. It's insane. I've never had that before, ever, and so it was very, like, when Caden had it all written down, because he initially, he was getting it like this, and he was like, look at this, just look at this, and when I was like, oh my gosh!
Yeah, I can see how that could be insane. Like, he's like, just look at this, and you're like, all right, and then you're like, your mind is blown. It's like, did you get that on film?
Well, you know how my eyes go? Like, I'll get real wild-eyed looking. I'm pretty sure that's what it looked like, because I was like, what?
What?
Yes, very much so.
That's awesome. And Caden was saying it was kind of at a standstill until you talked to them, so you finally got to talk to them, and you guys are moving along with it, or how's that going?
Well, it's like I said the other night. We had a video going the other night, and I had brought that up too. I hadn't spoke with them because we were kind of unsure how we wanted to address it, and until we were positive of what steps we wanted to take to help them, I tried to stay out of it, like I do with anything else, because I don't want to know too much that gives me an opinion where I don't pay attention to any kind of intuition things that I get. Because if I get too much information from something on paper in a book or, valid things, then I'm just like anybody else. I can make an opinion up and instead of paying attention to what I feel or anything else, but I'll go off of an opinion that I have based. And I didn't want to do that, so I tried to stay away from it until we knew how we wanted to approach it. But speaking with them is like being on the phone with family. It was awesome.
Have you guys picked up on anything as far as, like, aliens or alternate reality or so on going with this case?
I don't know if you would want to call it alternate realities, different realms, and time, I guess, is about the only thing I've gotten so far. This will be the first outside of astral. I've done a lot of things with aliens inside astral projection, but this will be the first time that I'm doing it physically, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Dealing with it hands-on, this will be the first. I have dealt with things in different realms through astral, but not physically like here. So this will be a first. So I'm excited for that because that's an experience for me that I don't have. And I'll get it, I'm getting it now. So I'm pretty excited about that. But I talked to Caden a little bit last night after we spoke with them, and I'm going to set up a time and try to do some astral / dream walking with them, just to see if I can bring forth a couple of things to help them figure different times out. That's kind of where I want to start with them, I think.
They got a lot of fuzzy memories from the abductions. The original one back in, I believe it was 95 or 97. And then you have the latest and greatest one from this past Valentine's Day as well, amongst some other things. So, they were very adamant that they want to try some past life regression, although that's something that Allisa hasn't really tried as far as the regression goes, but she has gotten really good at dream walking, which can be done pretty much the same way. So we're going to talk to them again, see if they're up for it, and then so Alyssa's going to dream walk and see if we can't bring those fuzzy memories back to the surface so they can remember something more clear.
Yeah, and dream walking, is that similar to, like, past life regression, you can do dream walking instead of past life regression, or trying to dredge up old memories that are kept secret from you?
I'm not gonna lie. As far as definition wise, I'm not positive how to answer that, but I can tell you, I've spoke with a member. There's a member on the astral team, Hunters. I know, there's 2 people on that team particularly that are very good with what people call past life regression. I've never tried it. I don't know if I'm capable of doing it. I'm open to try it. With dream walking, I've discussed before on here how I kind of came in contact with that one. It was an accident, and it freaked me out really bad. And then, I directly, immediately went to Donna Cunningham, and I was like, okay, can you please tell me what's going on? I don't know what this is, and I don't know what to do. And, she calmed me down, and she kind of walked me through a couple of different things and gave me a way to control it. And so then I started practicing it with Caden, and I practiced it with my mom intentionally with their permission. And what I was able to do was go in and bring forth a certain memory for them, or push back a certain memory that was in their subconscious, similar to what a lot of people try to do when they go to hypnotherapy, except it doesn't take that much time. It's just you go in and bring forth something, or you can go in and push things back. And I have done it several times, I think 3 altogether, with some private clients, with their permission, for healing purposes, for personal things that had happened to them.
You've done it to our kid, too.
And I have done it with my son, with anxiety, because meditation just was not working when he was struggling in school. And so I had done several things with dream walking with him to help him with anxiety. I'd pushed some things back, school-related things back, that were giving him anxiety because he would get real anxious and nervous. So I know I kind of veered off of what your initial question was, but that's the best way I know how to explain it. And that's kind of where I think is the best place to start with Chad and Alta, because they have those time slips that they speak about even in their book. And I'm not going to say that that's going to work, but, I think that might be my first step with them, is to go in and try to do that and bring forth some of those memories and see if they can't identify things in them more vividly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and maybe that might be our plan.
Yeah, and I think you guys were giving many interesting concepts and different things that are going on with this case. And with Chad and Alta, from the get-go, with even their book, these things were going haywire, okay? They're going out, I think it was Alta's birthday. They're going out and they're checking out these different bars, and everything is so different and so much quieter than it ever has been before, and they see these different people, and they're watching them especially close, and they go from bar to bar to bar, and then all of a sudden they kind of lose contact of each other after they go out of this last one. And I think it was Chad that went around the corner and saw the light and was like, oh my God, you guys got to come see this. And then all of a sudden they lose their memories. I think her name was Christina or Crystal, the one that was in her car that was... Christine, okay. She found herself miles and miles away from the original site, wrecking into other cars and where the hell am I? How did I get here? And then there's Chad and Alta, who were also separated, but not so far apart. I mean, how do you explain these things unless you do past life regression or these past memory regressions, trying to figure out where exactly you've been? It's so traumatizing to live this after it's been blocked from your memory. You're not supposed to remember this, and then all of a sudden you do. It's how do you even deal with that? But it's traumatic from the get-go. I think it's kind of somewhat of a relief to actually get those past memories. I would feel it like it was a relief.
Right. No, and it is. And the funny thing is that the night that you're talking about is the occurrence that happened the very first time that Chad and Alta met. It was Valentine's Day. Alta wasn't, she kind of wasn't feeling the Valentine's Day vibe. So she went out by herself, was bar hopping and stuff, and
with her friend.
Excuse me. No. I'm sorry. That was the very first time. So that was right. She was out bar hopping, and then she got confronted by these two, in her words, beautiful men. I mean, that's they were just good-looking guys, very out of place.
Hans and Franz. They're here to pump you up. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes. And so, they travel. But what I was getting at is what is crazy is the night that all that happened, there was reports of people seeing something in the sky above the street that they were abducted at. So not only did they physically see, that...
Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's fine. I was just saying, not only did they personally see that white light come over there, but there were other people as well that had said that they had seen lights in the sky that night.
Yeah, and it was interesting, too. I think it was when she was in that first bar and there was nobody there, and then all of a sudden there's this pilot that comes in with his, vest and whatever else on with his driver, and she's like, oh my god, what is this guy doing in this bar so many miles away from the airport? Like, what the hell is he doing here? And, tried to resist it, and it was odd. I'm sure he didn't remember the whole episode as well. It was the driver and the people that were taking advantage of this whole situation that put everybody in their different perspectives. And because she didn't meet with this guy, she finally met with Chad in the end, and that's the way it was supposed to be. But imagine had her and the pilot met up in the beginning, being alien spawn or whatever the heck is going on, like being controlled by aliens, the damn aliens coming after these people.
Yeah.
Who knows what would have happened had she fallen for the first bait. And that's what they were expecting. Oh, this is just a human. She's not going to fight against this. She's going to go for the first bait. And we're going to give her this pilot that makes so much money and is so successful. Let's do that. But then she meets Chad, who is amazing as well. But I mean, they're thinking there's no way she could resist this. This human female is going to go for this male prohibition, And she didn't. But she moved on to the next bar.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that was pretty interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, and we have, they relayed to us, how many times they have been, I just lost my train of thought. Blooper.
Put
Sorry.
together and taken apart, or?
Yeah, how many times they've been used and abused, basically, by these people who claim that they want to help and stuff. And like I told them, and Tessa, me, and I told them exactly how I feel. I think of everything logically. And everything that they've told me, I cannot myself I can't explain it logically. Because take the guys at the bar that originally, when she was by herself, that confronted her and asked her, of a good bar around town that they can go to. Okay, drugs. If they got drugged, all three of them got drugged. Okay, that's what I was originally thinking. Like, okay, did you get roofied by mistake, and that's why you got lost time?
Right.
And then she told me the rest of the story, and I'm like, okay, so let's run with this. If you got roofied, what would be the point, and how would they know where you live? Why would they put you Indian style on your living room floor? Why would they put Chad where he was at? And then why would they put Christine in her car miles on the other side of New Orleans, going towards a boy's house that she had broken up with and swore she would never see again?
Right, because he's so abusive and ugly and everything. Why not put you all together instead of far apart?
Right. Well, then Allisa was like, okay, well, what if it's the government? Because, Alta's history, she's, had dealings with the government, with the ESPN and all, or ESPN, I don't know. I forgot what it's called. Yeah, ESP. Thank you. Alyssa's like, ESPN's a channel. Sorry. ESPN. So she's like, okay, what if it was government? I was like, okay, well, let's run with that. If it was government, then, again, they may know where they live, but why would they go through the trouble of putting Christine in her car on the other side of the town, and it's moving? Like, what would be the point of that? So it doesn't make sense. So the only logical reason is they were legitimately abducted. Mm-hmm. So something hairy's going on, and as you know, this is our 1-year anniversary. So a year ago today, we were actually in the French Quarter, and
awesome.
The energy there, yeah,
freaking amazing. I almost cussed, but I kept from doing it. It's freaking amazing. I'm so happy for you guys.
Hey, thank you.
So yeah, that's just something else that kind of parallels us with them as well. So
yes.
But yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy, and I'm excited to get to work with them, and get this project on the roll. And it's going to be amazing, phenomenal, and we are super stoked.
Very much so. All thanks to you, Tessa.
All thanks to the great TessaTNT.
Well, all thanks to you guys, because I would not give you something unless you're worthy of it. And I'm like, I have to give this to somebody. And you guys are so freaking amazing. And like I said, like, you guys are my favorite people, like my top favorite people. And I can't think of anybody above you. Otherwise, family that I know outside of my family, you guys are like my main number 2. And I'm like, I got to put Chad and Alta in touch with Caden and Allisa, and you guys got to meet. And holy shnikes, it's like, what is the parade called? Oh, I haven't been there yet, but I want to go. New Orleans Parade. Oh, I want to say Mardi Gras. I keep wanting to say Renaissance, but I know it's not. It's Mardi Gras. I still want to go there, but it was like the perfect timing. And I'm like, if they could go there during this time, like, imagine all the amped up energy and all the things going on at that point, like what you could pick up on, because of all the energy and the atmosphere. I could only imagine. But still, I mean, it's an amped up area anyway, so you guys are bound to pick up on something when you finally get to go. And hopefully I have the means to go with you guys when you go, but I didn't want to leave them hanging. I'm like, I'm so far away, there's really nothing I can do, and you guys are so much closer. I could just see you guys meeting and being family, and it has worked out that way, and I'm so excited.
It's amazing.
When I stepped foot, when we entered Louisiana, and when I got out of the car and we were there, that whole place, it's like you can feel the pulse of the city through your whole body. It's just awesome. The energy there is so insane, and the people are so amazing. And it's literally like the place, I'm going to tear up talking about it, because it was just an awesome experience. As when you can feel that, it was awesome. Like, it was like the place literally has a pulse. The energy is so insane. You can just feel it. Everywhere you go, everything, just walking, you can feel it. And it has such a history and such a story with it. It's just awesome. The place is awesome. And it's even more insane that we're going to be working with them, and that's where they are. And I can only imagine some of the things that they have. Yeah, I'm like crying. It's surreal. It is, that when you feel those types of energies personally, and it's hard to explain to somebody that doesn't feel it or can't feel it, because it's intense, and it's something that is awesome, and it's amazing to be able to feel. And that whole place is like that. It's like a big storybook,
Yeah, and it's...
Sorry, I'm crying.
No, it's so common for that to happen in certain spiritual aspects. When you have a certain spiritual connection with certain things, it's so easy for that emotion to come up and overflow, and it's hard to control. Like, you can't control the tears coming out of your eyes, or snot running out of your nose, or whatever's going on. Like, it happens on its own. It's nothing you can really control. But it's so amazing to have that experience and have that connection, because it's so rare and few and far between.
I want to take a second, just a quick second. I need to give a shout out to Mitzi in the comments. Mitzi is actually part of Mythos Ghost Hunters. They are our brother team from just across the street. Amazing individuals. So shout out to Mythos Ghost Hunters and Mitzi.
And I have to say that team, and I said it the other night, I'll say it again, that team, and their founder, Jack Brewer, along with every member of that team, are some of the most open-minded people I've ever met, especially in this general area, because you would honestly think even other paranormal teams in this area or super open-minded simply because that you have to be, or you would think they have to be, but they're not as open-minded as you wish they would be. And that group of people is extremely open-minded and open-hearted, and they share the same common goal that we do. They're awesome to work with, and they're a perfect example of what I call para-unity. And we love them. They're awesome. They are very awesome. Maybe you can get them on the show one night. That'd be great.
Who is that?
You would.
Memphis Ghost Hunters.
You guys gotta message me that or whatever, or have them get a hold of me so we can get that up and rolling, because I would love to have them on. I love to have paranormal teams on, and a friend of mine is like, those are the most flaky people in the world. Don't count on those people, because I have had a couple of those, but I've also had a couple psychics that flaked down on me too. So it's like up in arms. Is it the paranormal teams, or is it the psychics and mediums who are flaky? We're kind of got a tie going on. Who is it? It just depends on who exactly you're talking to. You can run into really good people, or you can run into flaky people. It just all depends.
Yeah, no, I think you would enjoy talking with them. They just got done filming with Haunted Routes, so that episode, I think, is getting released this summer, so that's awesome.
Haunted Routes. Who's that by? What channel, do you know?
Oh, goodness.
I know it comes on...
I know they have a YouTube channel, but I think it's Amazon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime?
Yes.
Yeah. Mitzi, in the comments, she knows all about it. Mitzi, whatever Haunted Routes comes on, just type it in the comments so we know, because now I'm curious.
Yeah, me too. They did a video on it on their page, but I can't really remember. I know it's on Amazon. I do know that. I do remember that. By the way, Tessa, you look gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
I
went on an investigation today, and it's been a long time. Like, I went to my team meeting last month, and then I got to go on this one. It was right up the road for me, and oh my God, it was in the house that I've been eyeball effing since 2002. I've been looking at this house and being like, I love this house. I want to live in this house, and it's been for sale and not for sale and for sale and not for sale, and I'm like, I really want to be in this house. I haven't been able to get there, but there's all kinds of activity going on there. There's positive activity from the original Bay family, who originally named Bayfield, and then people after that. And I think some people, as far as servants as well, like Anthony and Maria are two names that we picked up on today. And we're trying to figure out what's going on. I wasn't able to pick up on any negative energy, just the positive energy of people that basically founded this area. I think the negative energy, once my friend and my teammate Jamie and Mel, Mel I call my secret lover because I had a weird dream about her. But anyways, Jamie and Mel went in there and they did their pre-investigation on it. And then we went in today to do the follow-up, and things were hiding from us. They weren't coming out like they're supposed to. And so it was pretty interesting. And I'm like, you guys let us know. And once it picks its hat out again, is like, hey, here I am. I was just hiding because I knew these guys were coming. Just send me a text or an email, something not vocal that they can't hear, and let me know. And I'll come and I'll check it out. And we'll see what's going on there and do whatever we need to do to get rid of it, you know? It's pretty interesting.
Missy said that show comes on the Travel Channel and on Amazon Prime, and it's coming out in November.
So, there you go. Anywho.
There was a question in here.
But yeah, there's been a lot of changes with us, all of them good. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of weird because I originally thought, whenever we left the team, we've been taking some time off and just enjoying being husband and wife. And, I just had surgery, so I'm recovering from that as well. We've been staying, with private clients. We've had quite a few private clients, but, I was like, Alyssa's worry and my worry as well was like, we gathered so much clientele when we were with the team. It's going to be hard making a name for ourselves. And then, we went back and forth about even creating a page, and then we just got overwhelmed with responses like, are you guys going to get another team together? Are you going to create a page? Like, we miss watching you. We love what you do. We want to work with you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, let's do a page and see what happens. And, you know, we're just overwhelmed with
the love and support.
Absolutely, that everybody has given us. And, you know, it's onward and upward and on to new things and positiveness and love and light. Yeah.
Well, that's so true, and it's hard to see that in ourselves, but it's easy for other people to see that in us, and for what you guys had to go through. And I'm so glad that you guys took that little bit of a break, and now you guys have your own team, because I can only freaking imagine what the hell you guys are going to do with that. Like, you guys are so amazing, and like I said, my favorite people, and I can't wait to see who you bring into the fold and what you do with this amazing energy and ambiance that you got going on to help people around you in your area and beyond to deal with the paranormal and the supernatural and all these other things that are happening in the world that people don't really have their thumb down on.
Yeah. I think what sets me and Allisa apart, and in anything that we do, like, people who know us personally, we're very humble people. We know what we can do, we know what we can't do. And the things that we can't do, we work on. It's a daily thing that we work on so that we can do it. But me and Allisa, you know, when you're with the team, you grow apart, and it's totally fine. Like, you know, you just kind of go in separate ways sometimes, and that's fine that happens. And we really wanted to focus on private clients and not just ghost or spirit or whatever you want to call it. We call it spirit, but we really wanted to go to the other side of things as far as, you know, cryptozoology goes, and the alien side of it, and portals and vortexes and fairies, and you name it. That was what we wanted to get into, because there's not a lot of teams out there that can help with those cases. You can find a team, and I'm not going to say that they're good all the time, because there are some horrible teams, but there's teams everywhere that can help you with spirit in general. There's not a lot of teams out there that can help you with fairies, or help you with aliens, or help you with negative entities. And me and Allisa, right. You know, me and Allisa, people call me crazy, and that's fine. I'll own it all day long. I'm either crazy or stupid or both. But we don't run away from negative energies or anything that's demonic in nature or alien. We actually run to it, because I'm like, all right, I want to talk to you. If you don't want to talk to me, that's fine, but I'm going to try my darndest to get some answers, because I want to understand. Like, I'm in this to help people, but I'm also in it to understand it for myself as well. And you can't, if you don't take the time to understand why a negative energy is there, or a negative entity, or demonic, or fairy, or whatever, if you don't take the time to understand why it's there, how can you help anybody? I mean, you know, these priests out there, they go to these conventions and all this training to do exorcism for a reason. You have to understand. So that's just, I'm off my soapbox now, sorry. But,
no worries.
But, you know, we love what we do. And it came very natural to us. And I feel like if there was more teams like us, and like you, and like Donna, and Nori, and Mitzi, and Jack, and all of the other guys that we talk to, if there was more people like us, holy cow, how great the world would be when it comes to helping hands. Like, and that's what we have to be.
Yes. And, you know, I do want to point this out, too. I will never say that I know. You'll hear us say in our opinion or my thought process a lot, because I won't. When Caden says we're very humble, one of the things we're very humble about is admitting if we are not sure about something. I'm not going to lie to somebody and say, I know this and I know that, because in this field, you can't do that. You know, I can honestly and humbly say things about my gifts that I know, that I have, experienced, my personal experiences. I know what I can do. I'm not sure about what I can't do. And until I try, I don't know. But we're very open-minded, and we're very clear when if we don't know something, or we don't know how to work with a certain thing that we come across, we will dig and dig and dig until we figure it out. Because there's no certainty in this field. There is none, which to me is one of the things that makes it awesome. There's always a way to grow, and there's always something to learn, always, which is what makes it awesome. And you have to be open-minded to everything in order to be able to be a unit to help people. In order to help people, you have to be willing to learn and step outside of your box and admit if you're wrong, and that's something that we've had to do, which is one of the things I think that makes us a little different from other teams, because
we're not afraid to ask for help or assistance.
Or we're not afraid to be like, okay, well, we can't help you, but maybe these people can.
Well, and that's very rare, too. Like, there's a lot of people that cannot ask for help, no matter how, like, they're about to die. They can't ask for help. They're just so stubborn and so set in their ways. So, like, there's no way I can, like, bend my rules and go and ask for help. Like, if you just tell yourself, okay, I don't know the answer to this, I need to go and get help, it's so much easier than if you're just like, yeah, I can't ask for help. I'm too prideful, or I'm too egotistical to ask for help. There's no way I'm going to do that. And you just kind of swim in the freaking lava pools, It's so much easier just to say, hey, I don't know the answer to this. Can you help me? They can if they can, and they can't if they can't. It's just all up to what's there.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Sorry, my lamp fell off the desk.
So, I was wondering what happened. I was like, oh, it's dark.
Yeah, you're like, it went dark all of a sudden. Yeah, I had to stand up and grab my lamp. It fell off the end of my little tiny desk. I have two little tiny desks together here with different computers, laptops, different microphones, all kinds of different things going on. World 1, World 2. So, things happen with different people. Groups are really tight and then they split apart. What exactly can you tell us about what happened with your past group and with you guys that made you guys go a different direction and kind of build your own group? I'm intrigued.
You want me to answer that? Yeah. The best way I can answer that, and I won't really speak for Caden. I will speak for me. It's no secret to most of the people that are listening who we were with. We were with Death Talk. There was no negative things. As a medium and as someone who has been blessed with the gifts and the abilities that I have, Shannon was my mentor, and she's the founder of DSP. And before she created and we became a team, as a medium herself, she had already established herself within that. She was part of other small groups, especially with some of the trauma and stuff that she had went through. She became helpful to other people who had been through some of the same things. And she had established herself within her gifts and her abilities and things outside of the paranormal field. And then she got inside of the paranormal field and she created DSP. For me, it was time for me to step away from that and spread my wings personally as a quote-unquote medium. It was time for me to step away from the group mentality of just the paranormal and investigation you do with a team. If it makes sense. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Hello?
Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I don't know what... I don't know. We do have a really bad storm coming on, and can you...
Okay. Yeah, we have a really bad cell storm cutter right now, so maybe kind of numb out cell signal.
Can you hear me now?
Take your phone off Wi-Fi. Hey, Tess, you there? Okay. I don't know what... Yeah. Hello. Hello. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hello. Hello, my love. All right, so we good now? Are we... Okay. Okay.
So, what was the last thing you heard? So, in a nutshell, it was just time for me to establish myself personally. You know, and Caden is my right-hand man. Not only is he my husband, but he, because of the connection we have, you know, when I'm doing my work, Caden knows my body language. He knows my thought process. He can tell. He can read me. He knows what's going on. You know, if I am in something and it's time for me to come out, he knows how to get me out. I mean, like I said, he's right-hand man with everything, you know. And so, of course, I take him with me, you know. So, and it was time for me to step away from the investigation type things, and there were more things that I felt pulled to. You know, when Caden spoke earlier about private clients, you know, dealing with people right now, my big thing is helping people with small attachments through astral, personally by myself, like a private client. I feel very rewarded when I'm allowed to do that. It's probably one of the most fun. It used to be readings for me, and now it's not so much. It's more of those things because you can feel the weight lifted off of them when you're able to help them. And that is the most intense, emotional, personal blessing ever for me. I feel very blessed to be able to do something like that. I get emotional talking about it because amazing to be able to feel like you were helping someone or have helped someone in a way that they couldn't get anywhere else. And I'm very blessed to be able to do that, and I felt pulled to that more so than a group setting. And so it was just time for us to break away and for me to kind of spread my wings that, you know, Shannon helped me get. You know, I'm very grateful for the experience and the time and the knowledge we got with the team. We still communicate with them, and there are some small things that we will be doing with them with the producers we worked with. But, you know, there was no hard feelings. There was not anything negative. It was just time for us to grow in a different direction.
And that time comes along so often, even if you are happy or used to the environment you're in, there's a time and space where you need to evolve and adapt and overcome and move on to the next step, which it could be with a whole family that you've learned to love and respect, or whether it's you and your partner or whatever's going on. You know, it's really hard to see it coming.
It is. Yeah. You know, we had been talking about branching off to ourselves, you know, for a while. But, you know, in the end, as the group setting, it was going in a different path that we didn't really want to take. So, in a nice way, there was some communication, and it was just discussed that it was time for us just to do our own thing and not be a part of DSP anymore. So here we are, and, you know, loving life and doing our thing. And, you know, like we said, there's no hard feelings between us and our former teammates. We wish them nothing but the best, and they wish us nothing but the best. And that's the way that it should be. And we are, episode of the weekend last year, we have a block party this summer for its release, and then we have 3 more installments that will do DSP, and then DSP will be done with the producers, and our producers want to continue filming with it as individuals. So we're actually having them in on the chat and all the case to record it.
Yeah, and Andrew was saying, damn, Alan's probing the show. It was like you were talking and it was kind of probing what you were saying and breaking everything up. Unless you have, like, drive-through language barrier consultation, you can't understand what you're saying. Unless people were hearing it better on the other side, I'm not sure exactly if they can. Okay, hold on. Could you hear what he said? So yeah, it's just like I'm on Spreaker, Periscope Live, I have Periscope over here, Spreaker, Facebook, so on and so forth. These different freaking venues, and you're just like, holy shnikes, okay, I can hear you, then I can't hear you. Can I hear you on this venue and not on this venue? Like, what exactly is happening? I think it might be internet, or it could be something else. Okay, so we're going to go on break here in about T-minus, let's say 3 minutes and 20 seconds and counting. And Caden and Allisa hung up on me. I wish they would have hung out for a few more minutes. But just to let you guys know, inform you, we have Caden and Allisa Mask, and they're amazing freaking people. They've been a part of a couple different teams, but just recently, hold on a second, my Facebook's being crazy. They're part of Southern Ascension Paranormal, and it's the two of them driving past the forest of what their past team was and moving on to this new forest of a new team and working together as partners and coming to a common ground and figuring out what exactly is happening in this paranormal field. So I'm pretty excited to see what happens with the two of them, being how close they are, so on and so forth. It's pretty interesting. And I introduced them to Chalta, aka Caden Alta, and they are partners in the abducted book were not only he and she were abducted, but her coworker was as well. These two ended up at home in the long run. She ended up on the other side of town, hundreds of miles away from where she would have originally been, ending up in a place she would have never saw herself because she was so done. Hello.
Hey, can you hear it?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, we have about 30 seconds before we go. So tell us your names and your group that you're working with at this point, and we'll go to break.
Well, we're Caden and Allisa, part of Southern Ascension Paranormal, and we will be back after these short messages.
And they're such amazing, awesome, and positive people. If you ever talk to anybody in your life, make sure it's Caden or Allisa Mask, because they're amazing, I must tell you. But on that note, we're going on break, and we'll talk to you guys right after these messages.
Looking for nighttime adventure? Old school radio that delves into everything out of the norm. Then check us out at Spaced Out Radio. This is Dave Scott. Every Monday through Friday, starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern, we're going to take you on a wild ride ranging from conspiracies to true crime and every ghost, alien, and Sasquatch story in between. We're always live, and we're always interactive with you. So join us at spacedoutradio.com, where together, we own the night.
Hey, guess what? You can now get your brand new Spaced Out Radio swag at spacedoutradio.com. We've brought the store back with all new items for you to pick out and pick up for yourself, your family, or friends. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, we got it all. All you have to do is head to our website and click on Store. Choose what you want and it's shipped to you. The Spaced Out Radio store is right there for you. Come shop with us at spacedoutradio.com. Then we can own the night together.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
On the first Tuesday of every month, I encourage you to come along for a journey with me, Geraldine Orozco, on The Spiritual You. Together, we will take a look at how to access the highest expression of yourself and change your life. Consciousness, ET contact, health, and wellness, we can talk about it all. So come along for a spiritual ride with me, Geraldine Orozco, on The Spiritual You, only on Spaced Out Radio.
Coming soon to our website, spacedoutradio.com, is the SOR Space Travelers Club. For just $5 a month, you can get into a private area on our site where you can hang with other listeners in our chat room, post in our forum, and check out a bunch of exclusive content and store that won't be found anywhere else, including a nightly after-show party with Dave. It's going to be the best $5 a month you're going to spend. The SOR Space Travelers, only at spacedoutradio.com.
At spacedoutradio.com, we have a little bit of everything for you to stay up late. So while you're there, check out our SOR Newswire, where our team brings you stories of the weird and strange to the WTF from around the globe. News on Bigfoot, UFOs, paranormal, Darwinian-type crime tales. It's the stories that the mainstream media usually won't touch. Well, we got them all on the SOR Newswire, only at spacedoutradio.com. If you're heading to Vancouver, make sure you stop by the official bar of Spaced Out Radio, the Moose Vancouver. It's the place to party in YVR. At the corner of Nelson and Granville, the Moose Vancouver is always up to speed with a kitchen staff that serves great food. All food on the menu, $6.95 to $8.95. There's a reason the Moose Vancouver is recognized as one of the hottest spots on the West Coast. Get your horns up for the Moose Vancouver.
Hey, this is Canadian Paranormal Investigator Mike Moore. The third Wednesday of every month, I'll be teaming up with Dave Scott to bring you Ghosts of the Great White North. Each month, we will bring on guests from across Canada to discuss their ghostly encounters. Canada is a paranormal hotbed with stories you've never heard, so we're going to bring them to you. So get comfy on your Chesterfield, grab a donut, and join us, eh?
A timepiece is a reflection of who you are, and what better way to show off the real you than with an Escape watch? Escape is a lifestyle brand accessorizing your days and nights. Choose to escape and create the life of discovery that you deserve. Dream, play, unite with your own personalized Escape watch. Head to escapewatches.com. There is no time like the present to enjoy your escape. Use promo code SMF2017 for your 20% discount today.
We're bringing scientific thought to the paranormal. Hi there, this is Spaced Out Radio scientist Chris Cogswell. Join me, Chris Zuger, and Dave Scott the second Wednesday of every month, where we break down the who from the woo when it comes to everything paranormal. We'll investigate and try to bring sensible answers to those straight and sometimes outlandish questions people have. Hey, not everything has an answer, but we'll do our best. Listen in to Reality Paranormal only on Spaced Out Radio.
Hello, this is your guitar man Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
You can follow Tessa on Twitter at TessaTNT, on our YouTube channel, Spaced Out Radio, and our website is spacedoutradio.com. Now, back to Spaced Out Weekend host, Tessa Nicole Thomas.
Says, dancing in my head, smile wide, drowning slowly as the echoes rise.
So great to have you all back. Thank you so much for listening this evening. Tonight we have Caden and Allisa Mask, and they're amazing people and friends of mine. And they come from the group Southern Ascension Paranormal. And I must say again, they're freaking amazing people. And I have not even met them personally, but above any other person I've met. Like, these guys go above and beyond as far as their spiritual realm and letting you be able to contact it and reach it and feel it. Like, these people are amazing. And if you ever are in the Mid-Eastern area, make sure you call upon these guys to help you out, because they're amazing.
Aww. Thanks so much again for having us on the show. I mean, we're beyond blessed.
Well, I'm so grateful to have you guys on, and I know you guys have been busy and had other things going on, but oh my goodness, I'm so grateful to have you guys here tonight, I must say.
You're our favorite person ever. We could talk to you for hours at a time or never get bored or never run out of anything to talk about.
Right? And I feel that way about you guys, which is kind of weird, but I'm like, I do feel that way about you guys. Like, there's nothing we can't talk about, which I don't feel bored ever talking to you guys. I feel so interested and intrigued. Any little thing that we're sharing is freaking amazing and above and beyond what I'd even expect to talk about. Very interesting.
Tessa, have you been really emotional lately?
It's like, ever since the full blood wolf moon and the eclipse, have you noticed that?
Well, I noticed it just a little bit ago. I started getting really emotional. I couldn't tell where it was coming from, but I think it's coming from you.
Oh, from me?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And I'm trying to fix, I pressed my camera button, and I still can't see you guys. My mic and everything's open.
We're on our cell phone. I rebooted our Wi-Fi, so I'm waiting on it to finish rebooting, and then I think Caden might try the Skype again. But I'm letting it reboot because of the storm. The storm's horrible. It's calming down a little bit out, though.
So since you guys broke away from your main paranormal group, what have you noticed, different from where you've been before and what's going on in your area? Do you guys feel like you're closer together in connection, further apart? What exactly is going on?
I have reached what I call another level of ascension. My energy and my vibrations have risen higher, which makes it easier for me to do what we do. It makes it easier for me to connect with things and feel things and do. It's hard to use the right words. It's just easier. It's been easier. My energy levels are much higher with the spirit and other realms. My vibrations are higher, and I just keep reaching new levels and getting stronger in different aspects of my abilities, and it's easier for me to take my time and work on the things that I personally need to work on to be able to help. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. And Lynn was asking, is it alien probes or government interference that we're dealing with? I think it's just internet connection. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, we have a pretty severe storm that's been coming through all day. It's just kind of been cell after cell after cell. So we thought that our internet was possibly static some tonight, but we didn't expect it to completely go out, and that's what happened. Is our internet completely just got shut down and crashed. So we're waiting for it to bump back up.
And Sharon was just asking a question, but then she erased it. So hold on just one sec.
I've seen it.
Mm-hmm. So what did you get from that?
I can answer.
Yeah.
I raise my vibrations. I started out raising them through intentional meditations, different ones that I would just find them and try them. Now I've reached a place where I can do it within seconds. If I feel my vibrations going down, I can just center myself and acknowledge that I need to raise my vibrations and raise them. I mean, that's the best way I know to say it. It's hard to explain, I suppose, but most people, when they first start, if they're trying to raise their vibrations and energy levels, the best way to do it is through guided meditations, and there's so many of them you can find. I'm part of several different groups on social media with other mediums and other spiritual people. And, if I can't find a specific meditation or something that I'm looking for, or something's not working for me, I reach out to them, and they can send me multiple ones or point me in the right direction. And that's how I started out doing it. And now, like I said, I've done it for paid attention to it and worked on it so hard that I'm in a place personally where I can do it within a matter of seconds.
Mm-hmm. Caden? Hello? Is Caden there?
Hello? Yeah, no. We're waiting for another question, sorry.
Yeah.
When doing an EVP session, how do you keep track out of outside, like car going by, when you knock something over, or when you make loud footsteps? Let me ask again. When doing an EVP session, how do you keep track out of outside, like car going by, when you knock something over, or when you make loud noise or footsteps?
I announce it. Like, anytime that we do an EVP session, if my stomach growls, I'll say, I'll just pretty much say it for the record. My stomach just growled. Or if Allisa huffs real loud or does her little huff, I'll be like, Allisa just scoffed or huffed or made a noise. If there's a car outside, I'll say car. I just announce it that way when I'm going back listening. And I don't mistake it for an actual EVP. And I'm like, oh, I heard that. And then I'll hear myself, car outside. Like, oh, okay, on to the next. So just like anybody else should do or would do. If you hear something that's crazy, just announcing it that way when you go back or play it back. You have a verbal record of what was going on.
Allisa, what are your thoughts on that?
Pretty much the same. I'm not going to lie, with EVP sessions and going over evidence, I'm not a big fan of the recorder because I forget I have it. I turn it on and I completely forget that I have it, and then I have like an hour's worth of jabber on it because I forget.
An hour?
More Caden.
Mine is worse than that. I'm like, oh my God, I have like 8 hours on here. I didn't stop and replay and listen. I just let it record because I'm afraid if I stop to listen, I'm going to miss something. So I just let it play the whole time or record the whole time, and I'm asking questions. And then I don't want to listen to all of it. I'm hoping I have a tech person by then, but it never happens. But that would be nice, right? A tech person?
It would be. The only times that I've ever really sat down and went over our EVP for Caden aspect, he does a lot of that. He does most of it. If I do have certain times or something that we were doing and I really think there's something on there and I'm interested in doing it, the only way I ever do it, I'll plug, we have some really good headphones. I'll plug them in the recorder and I'll do it while I'm in the bath and sit there and listen because I'm relaxed and I'm not paying attention to anything else. But, as far as paying attention to outside noises, like Caden said, if we're doing an EVP at an investigation or anything like that, if there's somebody that comes by in a loud vehicle, I know that was a car, and we speak out loud so that when we're going back over the evidence, we know right then and there at that time. And then there's times where, if anybody's ever watched our lives when we were doing investigations, I always have a notebook and something to write with, always. And, if there's an intense 10 minutes, then I'll write down that, or Caden will, so that we can pay attention on the recorder for that certain time. Or if we're looking for something particular because one of us felt something, then we'll write that time down so we know for sure to pay very, very close attention. But, yeah.
No, we haven't. We're, as you know, we're very basic investigators. We do not have a lot of equipment by choice. We just like to do things with energy. Now, we do have a wish list of some pieces of equipment that we would love to purchase later on. But as far as the purple plate, no, we've never had dealings with that. I've heard that they're amazing, but I've never had any dealings with it.
Well, I feel like you guys, as a team, you can go to Kareen and say, we're a team and we're sponsoring so many different people. Can we take these purple plates and advertise them to our team? Because there's so many people that would fall in line with you guys and be like, oh my God, I need a purple plate too. I have the one that's credit card, aka wallet sized, that fits in my back pocket. I put it in my front pocket of my vest as well, and it works so amazingly good for me. It gives me motivation and different things that I didn't have before for different aspects of my life. Like before I'd be like, oh, somebody else will take care of that. But then I wear these purple plates and I'm like, oh, well, I'll go do it. I'll do this, I'll do that, so on and so forth. Not realizing it until after I do it. And I'm just like, holy shnikes, like the purple plates actually work. And I can't believe that Tesla was snuffed out by the original engineer. Man, I'm trying to think of the name again.
Is that on his pole?
It starts with an E. But I'm trying to think of it. Anyways, the government and this person snuffed out Tesla Nikola's character, basically. And he had crates and crates and crates of information. Once he finally died at a ripe old age, there was only 3 crates left. The rest of them were gone. And whoever came in, aka the government, to steal it and take it their own way and do these different things as far as technology, and let Tesla die sad and old. He could have died early, but...
Yeah, the government was scared of Tesla, and even Tesla himself stated that a lot of his inventions scared him. I mean, whenever he started mentioning that he developed basically a radio that he started getting frequencies from aliens, and then I believe something else that he was dabbling with was the weather changing machine that he had, or no, earthquake would create a earthquake.
And Donna
So, I
Colvin
mean,
was right. The name was Edison. That's the name I was looking for. Edison.
Okay. But he was scared of his own inventions, and then the government, of course, are going to be scared of it. But they also wanted it for themselves, basically, just like what you said.
Mm-hmm. Well, they wanted to make money off of it. Tesla didn't care about that. He cared about free energy and all these other things that could have propelled us. Like, by this time, we should be in flying cars, but we're not. Like, we hear different stories about it, but we're not perhaps in that realm. It's very interesting and intriguing, which I've said very many times on the show. But for real, like, this is very interesting and intriguing, and there's so many things that Tesla in this day and age could have done. Like, there's a city not too far from where I live in Colorado where it's ran by just Tesla energy. And it's very on the down low, kept secret. It's between, let's say, Cortez, Colorado, and not Telluride, but I want to say, oh shoot, another city. I can't say right now. But anyways, it's kept secret. It's right outside of Rico and in between, okay, let's say Telluride. So between Rico and Telluride, there's this city, and it's ran only by Tesla technology. And it's kept so secret, like nobody even knows about it. Unless you go and check it out on your own. There's a little building, and you can look in there and see like these different gears and different things running. And go down the roads, which are very not well kept. And you can see these different houses with the energy and electricity. And it's not brilliantly bright, but you can still see light. And it's very interesting and intriguing, which I've said several times over different shows in the past. But it's like, how could he do this? And then we have Edison, on the other hand, saying, well, I have a more brilliant light because I'm doing this and this and that and that. And here, pay me for it and we'll have a better technology. They didn't have to do that. All they had to do was go with Tesla and his technology and have free energy, which the earth provides anyway. But no, we're going to be a slave to the energy technology and be like, okay, I'll pay you for electricity when we really don't have to. If we just had the technology in our own homes to do it ourselves, we'd be fine.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's insane.
It is. Sharon, I seen where she was asking about what we use on our investigations before and after for cleansing and protection. Me and Alyssa are both different, but we're kind of the same. You want to explain your side on what you do?
Like energy work, or
Well, I mean, what you do before and after to cleanse and protect yourself.
I cleanse and protect myself kind of daily. I don't really want. I'm gonna call it a meditation, but I'm not sure if that's really what it is. I center myself and make myself consciously aware of everything going on inside and outside of my body, and my spirit, energy-wise, if that makes sense. And I make sure prior to anything that I am completely focused and centered and grounded. I do a lot of what Caden calls energy work, and that's what most people call it. I have weird names for stuff because I'm not a book definition person, I suppose. But after investigations or after anything, if I don't feel like I can clear myself, I have a handful of people that I will call to astral to me and make sure that I'm clear and I have no attachment. But most of the time, I just ground myself and focus. And yeah, I mean, I have shields that I throw up to protect myself that are elemental and energy generated.
And I'm more of a physical person because I cannot astral very well. I use crystals, herbs. I have my 7-day salt. I'm not going to say that I am a full-fledged practicer. I'm more of a chaos-type person. So depending on where we're going and what we're dealing with, depends on what herbs or what protection things I use. Most of the time, I have the necklace that has my tiger eye crystal on there. We have obsidian, snowflake obsidian, tourmaline, so on and so forth. As far as sage goes, I'm not really big on sage because it's a Band-Aid. Sage is something that you use after you've cleansed the home already, or you have a household like ours that we stay focused to make sure that nothing comes in. We use it maybe on a monthly basis, just kind of an extra precaution. But
I feel like it depends on what area you're in. Like for us, in the Four Corners area and down in native areas, sage, especially white sage, is very key. And there's sweetgrass and different other things going on in our area that pertain to us because of the tribal and native energies. In other areas, it may not be so established. But for us, sage, sweetgrass, peyote, so many different things, elderberries, juniper berries, so many different things are powerful for us. But for you guys on the East Coast or the Mid-East, for those on the West Coast and the Midwest, like it's different than for us in Central Mid-Eastern America.
Right. We use, when we deal with private clients, we mainly use Palo Santo first, which is holy wood.
Yeah. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Me
we'll
too.
start off with it because that, in my personal opinion, the protection properties of Palo is greater than sage with most of the areas that we work. We'll finish up with sage. Like I said, I view it in our area, it's more or less as a Band-Aid. You have to clean the wound before you apply a Band-Aid. So we do a detailed cleaning before we use the sage. But me personally, there's been, some cases where my crystals and my herbs weren't enough. I actually have my own sigils that I use that I've been learning a lot of different crafts. So I have a lot of sigils that I use that have helped me a lot. I have a little bit of stuff that's used in voodoo. I have a little bit of stuff that's used in the Wiccan Moor style. I have stuff that's used in Egyptian style. Just whatever I see fit and whatever kind of mood I'm in depends on what I use.
So have you guys ever worked cases on more of the East Coast or back in the Midwest, somewhere outside of your realm of expertise or comfort? You can go from Mississippi down to New Orleans because it's kind of like in the same area, but it is really very different. Have you gone to the East or the West doing different things and having to try different techniques than you would usually try?
Yeah, like of course, with us being in Mississippi, we do get a lot of Mississippi clients, but where we're at, we're literally 5 minutes from the Tennessee border. So we do have some cases in Tennessee that we do. The furthest that we've ever been is when we worked the Monroe House in Indiana. But we have, New Orleans is 6 hours away from us, so we have that one. We have a few in Texas and Georgia, Alabama, and then we actually just been asked to help with a case that is in Minnesota, I believe it was, which is about 13 hours away from us.
We've been to Arkansas.
And we've been to Arkansas. I mean, although we are based in Mississippi, we travel all over, and it's especially easy for us now that it's just the two of us because we don't have to worry about working around anybody's schedule but our own. So we can go, and with Allisa being able to astral, most of the time the private clients that we help, we can do it at the comfort of our own home. We don't necessarily have to leave.
Well, my friend Nikki was asking and saying, Tess, I thought one had to have permission from a local tribe elder to be able to use peyote in a clearing/cleansing. I was actually talking to my teammates earlier, and we were talking about peyote and devilgrass, and they're talking about when the Ghost Adventures came out and we're looking for skinwalkers. And this medicine woman came out, and she did not give them peyote. She gave them devilgrass. And devilgrass is to help in the paranormal perspective to see different realms and different fields and to figure different things out. When you do peyote, it's more of a spiritual cleansing or a spiritual realm in which you're trying to find answers. It's not like, hey, we're going to give peyote to these, Ghost Adventures to figure out what's going on. Instead, she gave them devilgrass, which is used for paranormal investigation. Peyote is more for spiritual guidance, for somebody going on a spiritual realm or a spiritual journey.
I don't know. I've never used peyote, so I'm glad you know.
I got to try a button, but my dad and my brother did it. And I heard different stories from them and different friends of mine who are Navajo and Ute. I've never got to do it on my own except for my brother and his friend gave me a couple buttons. They're like, here you go, sis. I always missed out back in those days. I was not a part of everything. Everybody else was doing everything without me. And they're like, hey, here's a couple buttons for you. And I'm like, this ain't gonna do nothing for me, So yeah, I had them. I knew what they looked like. I knew what to do with them. You gotta take the arsenic and other things out of it, or you could die. You could poison yourself and die. Yeah, in the middle of the button, there's these little white hairs. You gotta take as many white hairs out of the middle of the button in order not to die from arsenic poisoning. But yeah, otherwise, you go on this spiritual journey and you find out so many different things about yourself and the world around you, and it's pretty amazing and intriguing, but otherwise, you're kind of caught in this realm of tripping out like my dad. When he did it with my little brother, was seeing my friend Cassandra. She was in my grade group, but she was also friends with my little brother, which other females had fallen astray and gone with my little brother because he was so cute. But she's like, yeah, I stayed the night with your little brother, and I gave your dad some peyote. And so my dad all night was dreaming about my friend Cassandra trying to overtake him. What is the word for sexually overtaking? Oh my god, I can't believe I can't remember the word right now.
I can't help you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Allisa, you have no words either? I'm trying to think.
None.
Sexually and
I've never-
spiritually overtaking this person.
Possession? Or oppression?
Mm-mm. And I can't think of it right now, but she was sitting there trying to intrigue him into the spiritual realm, and I can't believe I can't remember these words. And he was trying to fight against it the whole time. I was in the living room. I came over late, and I kept hearing my dad, like, yelling different things and saying certain things. So I was like, what the hell is going on in there? And I even opened the door at one point and looked in there, and it was just him kind of thrashing around on his bed. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Seducing, Donna said. And that is the word. She was trying to seduce my dad, and my dad was trying to fight against it. This girl was in choir with me, and she's like one of the sweetest native girls I've ever known. He's like, yeah, Cassandra was in here last night, and she was trying to seduce me and do this and this and that, and I'm trying to fight her the whole time. And she was so, like, beyond sexy and yada yada, so on and so forth, but she was trying to seduce me, and I relented. I did not give in. And I was like, good job, Dad. But, I mean, he could have died. Had they not taken the white fuzzies out of the peyote button or done these different things that they should have done to protect him from the peyote button, he could have died. And luckily, I only got 2. I got a really major headache from them, but I didn't die because nobody else wanted to hang out with me while I did it. I was too hip to be square or whatever the frick. But it was interesting, and you do get this different thing going on that you don't even expect.
I'll switch gears for a second.
Yeah, off topic. I had BTO had asked like 2 questions in the chat earlier. I was gonna answer. He asked about us seeing UFOs and actual aliens and such.
Right.
I don't know if Caden has. I've never seen them outside of astral.
UFOs.
Yes, we have seen the UFOs, not up close and personal. They're very far away. And in like actual this realm, I have seen aliens and dealt with them in astral on several cases with the astral team hunters. But I have never up close and personal in this realm seen one or been touched by one that I know of. And I don't think, Caden hasn't either. I didn't want him to think I forgot about his question because I didn't.
Okay, so now we're all quiet. Okay, so I understood what you're saying with that. Is trips up? Okay. Brosy's saying, woo!
Yeah.
Somebody was talking about absinthe and such. I have witnessed absinthe. The only time I witnessed absinthe was when I was working on a tribal reservation, a.k.a. the Ute Reservation, in the 49 Lounge, which was a bar of theirs, which allowed alcohol, only 2 drinks per hour. But absinthe, have you ever tried that? It's like not just an alcohol, it's a hallucinogenic. It's very insane. And it's like this kind of, oh man, I want to say toxic green color.
It is. I've drank it before, and it was the real stuff, but it never made me hallucinate.
Okay.
Most it did was just make me drunk quicker, but that's a different situation. Nikki had a question.
Yeah.
Nikki was asking if this has been asked previously. Please disregard. In astral form, what has been the most difficult clearing you've had to deal with?
In astral, I'm thinking. Actually, there's 2 of them that kind of are neck and neck. And they were both sexual predators, I guess is the best. Similar.
Yeah, well, one of them was an incubus, and the other one was very similar to what an incubus is. And they were very difficult to manhandle. They were very difficult to remove. Like, the best I can describe that is if you can imagine, like, a leech just being stuck to you. It's like that, and they're very reluctant and tricky, and they were very difficult to remove, and there was a lot of us that worked one of those cases. The other one I worked by myself, and it was... it took me a while. That was probably the hardest one. I got a little anxious during it, which was the first. But like I said, for one of them, I was by myself, and it was pretty difficult. I mean, I got the job done, per se, but it was pretty difficult. It was pretty difficult. It was a fight, and, I was the one that I did by myself. For about 2 days afterward, I literally was just physically and emotionally exhausted. I slept for like 13 hours the next day, and Caden just kind of let me be and I was nauseous and vomiting just from wearing myself out from working with it. But to answer her question, those were the two hardest ones I've ever dealt with in astral.
So Sharon's wondering, how do you explain astral travel and the services you provide to a client when they have no idea what astral travel is and how it works?
Usually I'm the one that speaks with the client. So the way that I explain it to them is if it's a case that requires astraling, and if you were to come to us and be like, I have this problem, I have stuff moving around the house, yada, yada, yada. So I would tell them, okay, this is astral travel, so what I need is your permission for her to go there. And then the way that I explain it is that we are all energy. Most people know all of us are made up of energy. And when you tap into the astral energy, it brings you to a different realm. And usually I have to explain to them that they need to put on their tinfoil hat and just kind of stay with me for a little bit. But, I'll let them know this is accessing a different realm. It's more or less like a spiritual realm. And that when she's there, she's able to see different energies and different beings that do not make themselves known. And then I'll go into, you may feel usually Allisa makes people feel very warm and tingly, almost like static electricity, unless it's me. I get a different feeling when she astrals around me. But, so, yeah, it's more of in-depth than I would sit here and be talking for another 30 minutes, the way that I explain to clients, but I'm very detailed. But I pretty much just, I baby it and let's say that it's like her accessing the spiritual realm. And once I say that, then they kind of understand better. Once I say, okay, she's just going to go to the spiritual realm, and this is what she's going to do, and this is how she sees. And like, okay, I didn't know that was a thing, but I'm with it. And usually I go back to, well, if you ever watch the movies Insidious, that's pretty much what he's doing, is astral traveling. And once I say that, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I understand. So
it is very interesting and time-consuming and intriguing, and I've said it several times. That's very interesting and intriguing. Okay, let's copyright that. But it really is. It very much is. And there's so many words, like, to put them all in a group, those are the words we're looking for. Interesting and intriguing. And to see these... Okay, so I bought a horse for my daughter. It's a baby horse. Hasn't been born yet. One drops one. There's several others going to drop one, but they're all wild and feral horses. How do you exactly pick the one that you're going to take home? When's your daughter going to go pick this horse up? She could pick the mom and the baby at the same time and wait to see the surprise that opens up in the mama's belly. Like, it's so different and interesting and intriguing from what we're used to. Like, you pick a baby, that's what you get. You don't get to pick the mama and the baby. how do you tell what the baby's going to look like without it being outside of the mama? Like, there's so many different things going on, different mechanical issues happening. It's very intriguing and interesting. What is going to happen? I'm just kind of biting at my nails and trying to figure out, wow, what's going to pop up? What's going to happen? What kind of baby's going to come out? And they're all running all over the place in the southwestern United States. It's kind of like open land. They can go wherever the heck they want to and eat off of what they want to. And some people bitch about it, other people don't. And it doesn't really matter because it's open reign. Like, they can go wherever they need to for open reign of feeding on different plants and animals, perhaps if they do that. But mostly plants. What exactly is going on out there? And it's the wild, wild west. We don't really actually know what is happening. So it's like, can we get some spy glasses or some open security cameras or something going on out there where we can see, like, the disappearing angels and the different constructs of rocks and mama rocks and baby rocks and horses and mama horses and baby horses and different things happening all at the same time? Or are we just going to focus on the horses? Like, there's so many things that you can capture that people don't even realize. If you just set up a camera, there's so many things that you can capture that you don't even realize that you're going to until it happens. And so that's what intrigues me. I'm just like, can we just put them up over here and here and here and see what happens? I want to see the baby rocks, the little angel rocks, and these different things going on in Arizona and Navajo land and so on and so forth, where there's not only skinwalkers, but these little life freaking rock entities. It's pretty weird, interesting, and like I've said in the past, intriguing. Repeating myself once again, but it is. Like, have you guys heard of that? Caden and Allisa, have you heard of anything on the Midwest or West Coast about rocks and different living, breathing entities out here?
I have not, but I don't do a lot of, I don't research or do, I mean, I don't pay it, like, I try not to pay attention too much. And I don't do any, Caden does, you know, if there's research done or anything like that, most of the time he does it. I haven't seen or heard anything, but it does sound pretty interesting.
Caden?
I mean, no, not necessarily. I mean, we have a, and I may not be answering your question because we had a stray dog just try to, like, we have our front door open and just try to come in, so I was trying to shoo it out, so I didn't get to listen very much. Were you asking, like, if we had any local legends, basically, of craziness?
Well, if you guys had any experience with wild mustangs or anything like that going into your area, and what exactly would happen had you had that experience?
We don't have wild mustangs around here.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Midwest, right?
Well, yeah, it's more or less towards, like, the Texas, Arkansas area. What we have here is going to be most of your crop. So most of your crops up north pretty much come from us.
Yeah, like soybeans, corn.
Yeah,
and Trip is saying, Tessa, the Spanish brought horses here. Okay, we had horses here like the Appaloosa, so on and so forth, before the Spanish brought the Mustangs and other freaking horses. The Spanish did not, period, aka exclamation mark, bring horses here to the United States. We had horses here before the Spanish horses came. Spanish horses being Mustangs, so on and so forth. American horses being Appaloosa, so on and so forth. Like, we have different breeds of horses colliding. The natives had horses before the Spaniards even showed up. Trip. Okay, so it's not just the Spaniards that were like, oh, you know, welcome the horses of the Spain. No, that's not what is happening. No, it's not just the Spanish, Trip. We had Appaloosas. Did the Spanish bring the Appaloosas too? No, the Spanish brought the Mustangs. Mustangs are pretty prevalent here. But our horses got killed out quite a bit. Our horses were the spotted Appaloosa. Okay, so we have Appaloosa over here. Spaniards have the freaking Mustangs. We have different horses going on. Freaking Mustangs. different things going on like that. Like, there were horses in the Americas before there were Mustangs and other horses. Like, I don't think it was just the Spanish are here to be copulated with our horses. I don't believe that. Americans had horses before the Spaniards came. Yes, there was! Oh my God.
What?
Okay, so he's saying there was no horses in the Americas before the Spanish. Okay, that's like, there's no goats, there's no mules, there's no this, no that. There were Appaloosa horses here. Appaloosa are the American horses. Mustangs are the Spaniard horses. Okay, Trip? I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts?
I have no idea.
that sounds like a conversation for the after show.
Yeah, I have no idea, Tessa. I'm not even gonna lie. I have no idea.
And I've seen these different things, like the natives on the western coast. Okay, I'm a native from the mid-eastern coast. Okay, natives from the western coast, stealing horses, so on and so forth. Those are freaking Mustangs. Mustangs from the Americas. I think there was even probably freaking Clydesdales. And, okay, let's see. The surprising history of freaking dinosaurs, Trip. Okay, they're saying dinosaurs came from this certain year in America, South America, North America, when actually they were here far before that. They're just dating the things around the bones of the dinosaurs, and the dinosaurs actually existed far before the scientists were saying they existed. Like, there's no way to actually freaking prove it. And so Nikki's saying, Tessa, other questions, please. Okay, well, tell me, what is another question? Can you tell me what is another question? I saw Nikki saying, that's what I thought, Yvonne. It's just been very, very long time since I've done it. Other questions, where are they? So let's see.
Berkey was asking us if we have ever seen an apparition. Me personally, I guess you would call it an apparition. It was my very first paranormal experience. I seen a very tall, large creature, non-human, when I was still in high school, or just out of high school. And so since then, no, I haven't seen a full-body apparition since then. I've seen shadow people, but I don't consider them spirit or much of anything. What's what about you?
I have seen several different apparitions. I've seen my first apparition when I was about 4 years old. I've seen what I had been taught were angels. I think your mind images it as what you've been taught, and that, they look like what you get taught angels look like. They had wings, and they were very large. And I seen a man come to me, and it was the night before my baby brother passed away. That was the very first apparition I ever got. After that, I continued to see them. I seen my great-grandfather, my great-grandmother, and my grandfather my entire life. They followed me around. I also had what I thought were imaginary friends. Or what I said was, I told my parents, and that's what they called them for a while, but they weren't. They were actual spirits that were kind of following me around. And I've seen them my whole life. They were always there. It's always, Caden calls it the veil, has been very thin. It's non-existent with me my entire life. So I've seen a lot of quote-unquote apparitions. I've seen a lot of spirits. I've seen, I have what I call my guides, and I have ascended masters. I've seen them do what? I've seen archangels. I've seen fallen angels. I've seen a lot. I've never really been scared of any of it. What's the strangest thing you've ever seen or heard on an investigation? I'm going to go ahead and answer that if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
The strangest thing I've ever seen, it's kind of funny to me. We went to a hospital for an investigation. I believe it was in Alabama? Pittsburgh. Oh, it was in Tennessee. There was this old Maytag washing machine, and when I say old, I mean old. It was like the manual one. Mm-hmm. And you put it in, you have to turn the side of it, and the thing spins inside or whatever. That was, for me, the strangest thing, because there was this older lady that was attached to it, and she was talking about putting her baby in it to clean it because they didn't have something big enough to give it a bath in.
What the fuck?
I know. At first, I was like, "Well, is she trying to hurt the baby?" Because that's kind of what it looked like.
No,
but
she's just trying to clean it.
Yeah, and it was wild. That was one of the strangest, honestly, because at first I was like, because Caden was like, "Well, what is it? You have to explain it to me," And I was like, "I can't freaking tell what she's doing." She was attached to this old, I almost cussed. This really old washing machine, and I was like, "What is she doing?" But she was just trying to clean the baby, and that was probably the strangest thing for me, though.
The strangest thing that I've ever seen was when we were at Monroe House. I did my blindfolded sensory deprivation, and while in the basement, I actually seen what I perceived to be skinwalkers. Oh yeah, I'm saying, but I didn't feel threatened. It was, I don't know, it was almost calming and like they were curious.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people before us had seen these creatures coming out of the kitchen cabinets and actually trying to grab them and take them inside of the cabinet. So when I first seen them, I was pretty much like, "Oh crap!" But then I just started watching, and I seen the first one, and I seen the second one, and I seen a baby one, and they were more. They had non-human features about them, but they weren't scary. They didn't have the big old horns like I'm sorry, I said skinwalker. I meant wendigos, wendigo, however you want to say them, depending on where you're at in the world.
Yeah.
But they weren't scary looking to me. But that was the strangest that I've seen. But again, that was more or less through my third eye thing. I did not physically with my eyes because, again, I was blindfolded. They didn't speak. They made almost kind of like sonic, ultrasonic clicking noises and hums to communicate with each other. But that's the weirdest I've ever seen.
Yeah, and I'm still reading Trip saying there were no horses here before the Spaniards, and I'm saying, and I feel like I'm repeating myself. Okay, the Spanish horses were the Mustangs. The American horses were the Appaloosas. Like, any native horses that you see in the native paintings, so on and so forth, were spotted either black with white spots or white with black or brown spots, like so on and so forth. That is what you see in native paintings and Spaniard paintings, so on and so forth. Like, there were horses here before. That's like saying there were no freaking dinosaurs here before the Aztecs or the Mayans or other people brought the Stegosaurus and other freaking alien dinosaurs to the United States. Okay, the dinosaurs existed for both of us, whether it was the 15, 16, or 1700s or so on and so forth. Like, Stegosaurus was here after they said the dinosaurs perished. Stegosaurus was seen. Stegosaurus was carved on the Aztec ruins, or aka pyramids. There's different... Oh, freak. What was the other one? Not Stegosaurus, but the flying ones. Holy shit, these different dinosaurs...
If my kid was here, he could tell you.
It's not Stegosaurus. Stegosaurus is the ones with the, like, kind of diamond-shaped blades. The one that flying through the air was pterodactyls. Yes, pterodactyls. They were seen as well. These things were carved in the freaking pyramids. These things weren't carved out of imagination. These things were carved out of things that these certain people saw that were part of their land and their lives at that point in life. They're not carving things that they're just imagining. Oh, guess what? I'm imagining this Stegosaurus. I'm imagining this pterodactyl. I'm imagining this freaking T-Rex. No, they are actually existing in this plane of life after everybody said that these dinosaurs had died during this life cycle of this asteroid hitting, everything dying. These things persevered. They kept on living. They kept on going on. And people back in this Mayan days and so on and so forth did not just make it up. They were carving things they had actually witnessed. Stegosaurus, pterodactyls, T-Rex, so on and so forth. What do you say about that?
We have 3 minutes before we go to break. Do you want us to
actually,
answer?
we have to go to break at this very moment. So, we actually have T-minus 15 minutes and counting. Can you share your website, your new website, and ways that people can find you guys?
Absolutely. We have our Facebook page, Southern Ascension Paranormal. Our Gmail is southern.ascension@gmail.com. My phone number is on our Facebook page. Feel free to give us a like, a share, and hit us up on Gmail, or my phone is on 24/7.
In the meantime, you guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after these messages.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rocking. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Get your horns up with me on Spaced Out Radio. This is Ron Bumblefoot Thal. Come tune in to SOR where you can hear me rock out with Little Brother Is Watching, the official theme song of Spaced Out Radio. And then come on over to bumblefoot.com where you can find out about my tour schedule, my music, and everything else. Bumblefoot.com keeps you up to date on what I'm doing and the best way to stay in touch with my music and music camps. Sign up for my newsletter at bumblefoot.com and remember, Little Brother Is Watching.
Looking for the stories of the strange and weird that you will find hard to find anywhere else? Check out the SOR Newswire on our website. Our writers, led by Captain Shirk, are scouring the world for the oddest and most bizarre stories we can find. Everything from weird crime to suspenseful and paranormal. We're working hard for you to bring you the most intriguing news of your day. Check out the SOR Newswire at spacedoutradio.com today.
You hear footsteps in the empty room above you. A rocking chair begins rocking by itself. Don't be afraid of the things that go bump in the night. Reach for Spirit Storybox, the iPhone app the Huffington Post UK called the only ghost hunting app you will ever need. Spirit Storybox. The spirits are telling their stories. Are you listening?
Hi there, this is Geraldine Orozco from San Francisco's Bay Area Meditation. I invite you to join me the first Tuesday of every month with Dave Scott for Spaced Out Radio's The Spiritual You. In this fast-paced world we live in, it's time for you to take some time for you. We'll cover every possible subject from powerful meditation to healing techniques to your own intuition and spirituality. So come join us for The Spiritual You.
The freedom to post what you want, when you want. That's the social media freedom you need. Social Media Freedom is the free app in your app store. No need to worry about going to jail or being shadow banned any longer. It's the freedom to say what you feel. The freedom to know Big Brother isn't watching. It's the way social media is supposed to be. Social Media Freedom. It's time to set yourself free. Download from your app store today.
You know, it's hard being the bad man of ufology, but that's just the way that I like it. This is Chris George Zuger, and I'll be hanging out with Dave Scott and SOR scientist Chris Cogswell for Reality Paranormal, the second Wednesday of every month. And our job is to break it down and come to conclusions as to what is really going on in the supernatural world. I'd love for you to join us right here on Spaced Out Radio.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now. The Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
We are getting ready to relaunch the SOR Space Travelers Club at spacedoutradio.com. For $5 a month, you can join us for a plethora of features found nowhere else. Hang out in a private chat room during the show and after party. You can check out some exclusive content and a store specifically for you, as well as a private listener forum where you can post your thoughts, stories, and pictures. The SOR Space Travelers Club, coming soon to spacedoutradio.com.
Do you want to know what's really going on in your world? Do you have questions about who you can trust in the mainstream media? Then look no further than the Rebel Planet. Come get the straight answers right here at spacedoutradio.com. Join me, Jamie Sexton, creator of Rebel Planet News, as I fill you in on the stories behind the stories. All you truth seekers, be sure to tune in to Rebel Planet on spacedoutradio.com the third Thursday of every month.
Find your escape where time has no limits. It's about living today and cherishing the heritage of yesterday. A spirit of adventure for what is new, with the nostalgia of the past. Your timepiece is a reflection of who you are. Life surrounded by beauty from the world around us to the soul within. EscapeWatches.com. There is no time like the present to enjoy your escape. Use promo code SMF2017 for your 20% discount today.
Are you interested in advertising on Spaced Out Radio? Head to our website at spacedoutradio.com and click on our advertising tab. There, you will find an assortment of ways you can get your product out there with us, from radio commercials to banners and social media. Have a product you like our hosts to endorse? We can do that too. Visit spacedoutradio.com for more details.
Hi there, this is Dave Scott from Spaced Out Radio, and I want you to come on a nightly journey. Starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern, every Monday through Friday, you can come hang out with me and the other space travelers. We have it all from Carl the Alien bouncing on by to those misfit gnomes causing havoc. It's 3 hours of fun and entertainment on those topics the mainstream really doesn't want to touch. Come get all paranormal with us at spacedoutradio.com, and together, my friends, along with our resident guitar god Bumblefoot, we own the night.
Sit back, relax, grab a drink, and listen closely. Spaced Out Radio continues through the weekend. From the mile-high mountains of Colorado to you, listening around the world, this is Spaced Out Weekend with Tessa Nicole Thomas.
Good evening, Spaced Out Radio, SOR, Spaced Out Asylum, anywhere else out in the universe you are this evening. It is so wonderful and amazing hearing from you guys tonight. So, tonight, I'm trying to call back. Okay, so I gotta get back to my Skype. We're trying different things on here because different things are working for this station, this channel, and this different show going on. You perhaps can hear in the background my little tiny 5-amp heater trying to work, because it is so very cold in here. Like, it's amazing. Spring was coming, weather was getting warmer. We had some rain and snow and such going on, and then all of a sudden, Like, it's getting colder and frostier, and we can't even pick up on the things we were able to pick up on before. So it's very interesting and intriguing, and holy shnikes, like, what the crack is going on here? So let me try to call Caden back here and try to carry on our conversation that we've had before. If this doesn't work, if we can't get a hold of Caden, we'll try a different route. Beep. Andrew says, say Tessa tongue-tied 5 times. 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 Tessa 5 times. Okay, so, what are we trying to get at then? So if I can't get a hold of Caden through that number, I'm supposed to try through, a 662 number, I believe. So let me see. Weird. Alright, I'm going to try this again. I don't want to try to go through the whole phone number thing. I'm here. I'm Skype. This is what I'm doing. Caden, hola, cruz rabra. Come on. Caden isn't online, so let me see. Can I try? Ooh. There we are. Aloha, ¿cómo está? ¿Está usted? Hey. That is so weird. Yeah, so funny. But you guys made it back, so that's good. Woot woot. Yes. I do. I hear like the dogs and I think it's the dogs and the horses or the dogs and the donkeys. I don't know. What am I hearing? It's the dogs and the donkeys. Okay, that's what I thought. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. What the hell is going on there? Okay, so Nikki's saying, Tessa, I thought one had to have permission from a local tribe elder to be able to use peyote in a clearing/cleansing. Okay, so the tribal medicine man that I know was using meth, peyote, oh gosh, all these different kinds of drugs that you should not be using, but he was using all of them, so why not? Let's use them all because he's using it. It just depends on the medicine man you're talking to. But you do have to have permission to go onto the land to get the peyote. If you go and get the peyote illegally, different bad things can happen. You can overdose on the different white sprigs. Okay, you see this button. It's a little button, and in the middle you see these little white hairs poking out. You got to pick them out. You got to boil it, poke more out, and then you go to the purest form of peyote and go from there and eat it. If you just leave all the little white hairs in there, you can freaking die. You can die from using this peyote. Let me look. Okay, so Caden and Allisa, you guys were, but you weren't talking as much as I was. But like I was saying, peyote, different things like that do have to generally be administered by a native or by a medicine man, or these days, medicine woman. People have looked down upon a medicine woman, but they are, in reality, just as powerful, if not more powerful, than a medicine man, I must say. What are your thoughts on that? Do you guys feel like medicine woman is less powerful, more powerful, equal to?
I feel like a medicine woman from a tribe is very powerful, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like whenever we talked about this subject in the last hour, I guess it just depends on what tribe it is and what they view. Because and sometimes in some tribes, the medicine man or medicine woman is higher ranking than their shaman is, which sometimes in a tribe they're one of the same. So I guess it just goes back to whatever tribe they are and what their belief systems are.
Oh, wow. Sharon asked like a good question.
Yeah, let's power through these right here though, because these were last.
Oh.
Yeah, just go with what you see.
I'm trying to keep up.
All right, so Nikki, she had posted all the previous questions, and so we'll just kind of power through them. We are doing readings in this hour, so if anybody wants a reading.
Well, it's card pulls. I'm not going to do full readings. It would take so long to do that.
So Yvonne was asking if Allisa has to go into a different or higher level of astral to deal with clearing, higher level and astral than normal.
In some cases, yes. I've spoke about the astral team hunters. In some cases, you have to go higher. It depends on what you're dealing with and what you're trying to clear out. Really, it just depends on how bad it is and what level, I suppose, what level entity it is, whether you need to go higher or not.
Let's see. Andrew had asked, have we ever seen a Bigfoot? No, I've never seen one.
I wish.
That'd be awesome.
My kids would absolutely love that, but no, we've never seen one or it.
And then Mooney had asked, what's the funniest thing that has ever happened to us on a ghost hunt?
Oh, boy.
The funniest thing with me was on our way to a private client. My body decided to play games with me, and I had some bathroom emergency, and ended up Allisa had to go and buy me some clothes because I had gotten, threw up and everything all over myself. I don't know what happened, but that's probably now that I look back, that is the funniest that's ever happened to me, is the bathroom issue.
For me, it would be, we were going to just open investigations at a place in Tennessee, and the quote-unquote spirit knew we were coming and screwed with the navigation and took us all the way around the house that we were going to 3 or 4 times. That one was funny because it was just funny. We, for an hour and a half, drove all the way around the location we were supposed to go to. All of a sudden the GPS would switch. It was funny. It was funny.
Nikki was asking, and if this has been asked previously, please disregard. Hold on. They just skipped me down real quick. Where's Nikki's? I just had it. Okay. So, she's asking, in astral form, what has been the most difficult clearing you've had to deal with?
Answered that.
You did
we
already.
answered that
Okay.
one. We got that one. How do they feel about ethics in the paranormal field, and how do they apply it to their investigation? Sharon asked that one.
With
ethics,
how do you explain astral travel and the services you provide to a client when they have no idea what astral travel is? I think I recognize that as well, right?
Yeah, we did that one.
All right. Ooh, let's see. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. Just kidding. Let's see. Anyone who lives near the Outer Banks of North Carolina are anal about horses because of the colony of horses that were started there. Okay, so everybody thinks that horses were started in that area, but there's actually horses that were started in different areas. There's Mustangs, there's Appaloosas, there's so many different freaking horses, Clydesdales, so on and so forth, that were started in different areas. I don't think that the horses were just brought here by Spaniards, and then that's where the horses began. I do not believe that at all. I believe that the natives had horses to begin with, the painted ponies, the Appaloosa. Like, these are horses that were here before the Mustangs or the Clydesdales or these other horses that ever began. Like, the Appaloosa were here before any of that. What are your thoughts?
Again, I think that this would be a discussion that we can discuss on the after party so that we can all talk on there.
All right,
that would turn into like a 3-hour combo.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So we have 45 minutes and 15 seconds. What would you like to discuss in this amount of time besides the horses that are here in our area?
Well, I think we caught up on the questions were to Sharon's with, she was asking, how do we feel about the ethics in the paranormal field and how do we apply it in our investigations?
Okay.
We do have a code of conduct that we follow, especially when we're dealing with private clients. We always keep their information private, even our findings private, unless they give us permission to share some evidence or share the location or videotape inside of their house and share it publicly. As far as ethics go, with spirit in general, we always are very respectful because the spirits that we deal with, they were human at one time. I would expect somebody, if my deceased ancestors were to go to you during an investigation, I would expect you to be respectful of them. So I'm going to treat everybody with respect. With that being said, though, the way, I mentioned that our investigation style is wildly mixed is because depending on what we're dealing with depends on our respect level. When it comes to entities or anything demonic or any human spirit that just wants to be a butthole, we're not going to play nice. We're not going to be respectful, especially whenever they go as far as hurting other people or psychological attacks, things of that nature. So it's kind of like that saying, I feed off of people's energies and their emotions, so you decide how we're going to act. It's basically like that. If we go into a location and this spirit or this entity has been harming people or has been throwing objects or burning letters into things, no, we're not going to go in playing nice and being BFFs. We're going to go in and we're basically going to establish our dominance. We're not going to be pushed around. You're not going to intimidate us. You can try all you might, but it's not going to work. So either you comply or we'll make you comply. The way that I do things, I was in corrections for quite a few years. I was a sergeant. I was a lieutenant. I've done it all. The way that I bring that into my everyday life and investigations, I'm going to ask you nicely, then I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to make you. So if we're talking to a spirit and we're like, okay, you're scaring these children, so you need to go on. You need to either cross over, you need to leave this place. And they don't. Okay, now I'm telling you, you're going to leave or we're going to make you leave. And if they still do not comply, okay, now we're making you. And that's whenever Allisa goes into the astral and manhandles them, and we deal with it that way. Another ethic that we follow closely by is that we never, I don't care if I dislike the individuals on the team or if I do not agree with how a team operates. You will never hear us bashing other paranormal teams. Just because I don't agree with them doesn't mean anything. There's a lot of people and there's a lot of groups that do not agree with the way that me and Allisa operate, and that's perfectly fine. But we never down any paranormal groups, and we are open to work with anybody and everybody. So professionalism is a huge ethic for us as well.
So Nikki was asking, do you have to go onto a different / higher level to astral to deal with the clearing? Question. Higher level in astral than normal?
We got it. We answered that one. But I'll answer it again. Like I said before, it kind of depends on what you're dealing with. and what level the entity is, I suppose. But yes, there are certain instances that I've went through where I had to go to higher levels. And with that question, I'll go ahead and answer Yvonne. I have a dragon in astral, and I have had to shapeshift twice with it, but most of the time she just stays with me in combat. And she's still growing, and you know, our bond in astral is immensely strong and growing, and she's growing and learning and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But yes, I have had to shapeshift inside astral with my dragon for combat several times.
For sure, and I'm like, holy shit, I had to... Okay, here comes another call. I had to go to this other computer to add the 662 number, but there's another one trying to come through right now, and I can't even see the number on that. What the fuck? We can't hear him, Tessa. Overtime. What the crack? Alright. Hey, kitty mare. Shut up, mare. Go away, mare. Very strange. It's weird how all of a sudden nobody can hear things going on. Let me look over here. Okay, my mic is not muted, so what the heck is going on with that? I don't know. So let me scroll down really quick. Somebody, okay, I said laughing my ass off, Sharon. Donna said sound is back. Trip said now we can hear them. Ron said peyote like mushrooms. Okay, so let's try to add the 360 number. I don't see how to do that except for on this page. Let me try to do it over here. Holy shnikes. Okay, so hopefully we have the 360 over here. And now it's showing it again. What the crack do you do?
Tessa?
How do you turn? Hello?
Hey, Tessa. Are you
Hi, Yvonne. Aloha, Yvonne. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Well, all I saw on the chat thing was Allisa said to call in, so I called in.
Well, yeah, I was asking for people to call in with their different paranormal perspectives or different paranormal things going on in their life. Do you have something different paranormal going on in your life right now that is kind of unexplainable?
Well, the thing with me is that I've never experienced malevolent experiences at all. I mean, and you know, in terms of ghosts or demons or anything like that. And you know, I find it strange. I mean, I have been told that I carry a very high vibration. And so the only paranormal I experience, and I spontaneously astral travel, is I visit with beings and aliens. And they're all benevolent. They're not malevolent at all. My experiences have been very positive. So, you know, I mean, I've been visited even by people that have transitioned, but they're people that I know that I helped to transition. And so I feel, I mean, I'm not looking forward to, you know, bumping into a demon, that's for sure.
Right.
I was just wondering if you could explain how come, you know, is it because I carry a high vibration that I don't have
Do you consciously look for them, Yvonne? Do you consciously seek out?
No, I mean, whatchamacall, I can sense, like at this old man that I was living with, I didn't realize he was such a dark person. And a couple of times when I went down into the basement, I could sense a very malevolent presence.
Yeah. Have you done? Do you meditate on a regular basis?
I'm very strongly spiritually based. You know what I mean? And so the paranormal thing, was just an adjunct, in terms of my gifts. But I had my gifts at a very young age because I was already astraling like at about 3 years old. And I would go off and visit these people in white robes.
Right.
And that's basically my experience of astraling, is either to go off on doing a mission, like going into, doing these crystal grid work, or I'm off, in training with the Galactic Consortium in how to, get from point A to point B, or, exercise, so to speak. But I've never had to deal, what I mean, with
I do,
people.
but maybe it's not what you're viewing as a stopping point. Really isn't a stop, in my opinion. Let me say that. It sounds to me like your soul plan is to do what you have done and what you're doing. And to me, it sounds like your ascension levels are extremely high, and you're doing exactly what you should be doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because when my Kumo, who's a guru, who's a master in Qigong, when I first met him, and he was going to do some Lomi on me, he couldn't last for 3 minutes touching me. He had to step out of the room and come back. You know what I mean? And he's told me that, oh my God, sister, your mana is so strong. And so that's why so do I need to gear down or something?
I wouldn't. I would hone in on it and make it as strong as you can and keep going with it.
Yeah, because, because depending upon, the only time I've been harmed, so to speak, was when I was psychically attacked by living people who are, in that paranormal art, that can do that. But I was very well protected, and the only thing I asked of my protectors was, well, don't kill them, though. You know what I mean? And when I talked to my co about it, and I asked him, well, what happened? Because I was subjected for 10 days. And my Kumu said that they got the message. They were not killed, but they were moderately injured. But I also had the halal of healers in Kauai, because I'd never been subjected to a psychic attack. So I called my cousin in Kauai, who is part of this halal of Kauai healers. And they are one of the oldest, healers in Hawaii. And so they helped me, to protect myself so they couldn't come in, directly. And so, that's, how I kind of handled the situation. I would never want to have that happen again. But the word went out, so to speak, to this group that was kind of trying to fuck with, you know what I mean? And so I've never been since bothered by anything.
No, to answer your question in a box, I would not dial it down. I would push forward, press, hone in on it, own it, and go as far as you can.
I feel like this is definitely my last incarnation. Let me just put it that way.
Come on, Cracky.
Right. You know what I mean? And stuff. And I feel, because I have past lives dating back to prehistoric times. And I really feel that this is my last incarnation. And so I'm really enjoying myself.
You should. I would. That's awesome that you've reached that level. I can only hope one day that, I know of 2 incarnations that I've seen very short for myself. I've seen some of my records, and was blessed to be able to do that. It was a very big experience for me. And you know, I'm thrilled for you. You know, that means that you have, you know, you've done everything you were sent to do, and this is your last go around, and I would ride it and enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I do very much. I mean, I live in solitude and quiet, and I do have connections, you know, socially type thing and stuff. But pretty much, I really do enjoy my solitude and quiet, because it is during those periods of time that my work is to put my energy out to where it's needed.
Right.
That's all I do.
Get off my keyboard, man.
Okay, thank you so much, Allisa.
Thank you.
Good night, Yvonne. Mahalo, and so nice to hear from you.
Thank you, baby. Take care.
Good night.
Love.
Nighty night, love and night to you, sister. So we've had a lot of different stuff going on, and some of it, man, it's like technical difficulties. Facebook.com is not responding. You're like, hello, I already have the messages going on here. What are you trying to block me from? What exactly is going on? So we have to kind of persevere and go beyond that. What the crack is going on? Hold on.
I'm really surprised that nobody has called in or messaged about a reading.
Right? I would like to do one. Can I do a card reading and we'll go from there? Like,
Yes. Do you have a certain intention, Tessa?
Okay, so I'm looking at a partnership, which I've been looking at for over 15 years now. Not a relationship, but a partnership, and just trying to find happiness without having the contention and overwhelming. It's like a hatred, but not quite. It's just basically another contention.
Some sort of with it.
Some sort of equality or some sort of equal ground to live upon, instead of feeling like I'm not a part of what should be going on right now. You know, I feel like an outcast. I don't feel like I'm a partner. I feel like I'm a underling, which I've been doing the work of a partner for so many years, and I'm just kind of at the end of my rope, and I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh, wow. So I pulled two, and they go together, and one of them is, you know, the archangel. How do you say it? Uriel.
Uriel.
Yeah, I always say it incorrectly. You need to clear your space. And for some people, when they get that card, they automatically assume that it's like a physical clear your space, but that's not what yours is. It's more of a spiritual declutter. The energy, if that makes sense, surrounding you in that situation, like it's like you have got some pent up, so much regression towards that certain situation. You need to clear it out and start fresh. And you know what to do. That was your second card, literally, with that angel, was you know what to do. And by that, it's your inner knowledge. You need to act without delay. Like, quit worrying about the outcome of it and act with your intuition. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, I've gone and I've gotten, within the last week, I've gotten the name for Ty and the number for him for this laying down asphalt and concrete, so on and so forth. I've gotten the number for the office area. For right now, we're guarding for them building the apartment spaces, so on and so forth. But if we can get the office to approve us for doing the apartments, so on and so forth, for security, like, we can just continue on with the job we're doing right now, or double up on it, you know, two at the same time, do the same job for two different people and get double paid. This could turn out to be really, really good. And then I have a person right now telling me, well, I could do that for you, but I'm waiting for me to get out of the sling and do this and this and that and that. And once I'm out of the sling, then I'll do this and this and that and that. And I'm like, why wait for that when I can go in and tell you, like, this is the job I could be doing for you. This is the security I can provide. And these are the things people don't have to worry about anymore. So if you'd allow me to come in and do this, then you can pay me $25 an hour and we'll go from there. The same as I would be doing on the other side, or somebody else at the same time as I'm doing this job over here, which is basically the same job site. I could be being paid 2 times at once, or one person or 2 people at the same time. It depends on how I do it. But yeah, it could be
what I can tell you with this situation, I didn't mean to interrupt you, I'm sorry.
No, no worries.
Like, as soon as you can, I don't know how you do with your meditations and such, but as quick as possible with this situation, you need to kind of maybe meditate, de-stress, decompress, and clear all of your, like, the way that I do it when I have to do this with Caden with certain things is put everything, you have everything in a box, dump the box out, and get rid of everything.
Yeah, all your old broken crayons, so on and so forth. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you need to, as soon as possible, regarding this certain situation, declutter everything, remove everything, and get a clean slate with it, and then, without delaying, react immediately after you've done that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I'm all good with my slate, but looking at what the boss man wants to do, he's like, well, I'm going to wait till I get out of this arm brace because this arm brace makes me look weak. And I'm like, nobody freaking cares about that. You're not the one on site doing security. It's me and Jim and Dave and Brian or whoever else is doing the job site security. It's not you. You're the person doing the contract. It doesn't matter if your arm's in a sling or your arm is fully functional. Like, that is 2 different stories. You're the guy doing the contract. We're the people doing the contract itself. So it's pretty interesting, aka and intriguing to see the different variations of what's actually going on. But for me, it's like, I'm not going to wait for you to get out of your sling and wait for you to go talk to them, because some other security person can go over and talk to them and be like, hey, this is the security we can provide for you, and because we're doing it over here and we didn't go to talk to them about the new security, then this whole different thing is going to be happening. Like, it's freaking utterly ridiculous.
Well, you got those cards and the career transition card, so like I said, the best thing I can tell you based on what I'm receiving for your situation is to clear everything and just immediately react and make decisions quickly.
Hello. I love you too. Hold on. Alright. This is all jacked up now. Okay, you're still there?
Yeah, we're here.
I love you. What are you doing? I love you too. Alright. Un momento, por favor. Can we go over here?
You got a big echo, Tessa.
I know. I'm trying to figure it out. Mm-hmm. Aloha, ¿cómo está? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, so we had a 425 number calling. Who were we talking to?
You're talking to Robin.
Hello, Sir Robin. How are you?
So my question is, what do you see for me and that happening probably in a couple of months?
What do you mean, see for me?
He wants to know what's going to happen to him in a couple of months. What do the cards say about his next couple of months?
As in, like, blessings?
Yeah.
Okay. You got, maybe a new idea, like a personal life transition? Divinely guided, and you need to take action to bring your idea into fruition?
Okay.
Possibly back to a career. Like a transition with a job or a personal relationship. What came forward for you was that it was a brilliant idea. So if there's something you've been hesitating on, whether it's personal or work related or whatever, family related, it could be a relationship in your family.
All right.
And do you understand what I'm saying? It's hard to explain with a card.
Right.
Because you can't, like, it would be easier if you could see what I'm pulling, but you can't see it, so it's hard to explain. But
oh no,
what I have for you is that you need to bring that into fruition and take action upon it.
Okay.
Really quirky.
I do understand what.
Go ahead, Robin.
I do understand what you're saying. It's because I haven't been with. You might know who Ross Allison is, but I've been on his paranormal team, and I haven't gone to any of the meetings for about a year now. So. And I'm thinking about, and I'm deciding if I'm going to go to one tomorrow or not.
So, I would say with what I have pulled for you, I would say you need to act on it and go ahead and move. Do what?
Tessa, I'm trying to hear what she's saying.
You're trying to hear me?
I'm trying to hear what she's saying.
Okay. It's not me. It's you, Allisa.
Sorry.
I can hear just fine.
With your decision with that, you need to go ahead and act upon it and not delay.
Okay.
Okay, so I muted myself, and I can hear you, and I can hear Allisa, and then every time I mute myself, then you guys are really quiet, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, is it because I got quiet? What exactly is happening here? We have T-minus 18 minutes and counting before we have to go to, when we're sharing our websites and such. So, Allisa, were you sharing something, or Sir Robin, were you sharing something? And then all of a sudden you guys are quiet, and I'm like, okay, I went quiet, and they're like trying to listen to me even though I'm muted right now. What are they trying to do? I'm so freaking confused.
Well, I mean, Allisa was explaining her card pull, but then I don't know if you just muted yourself on the radio, but we could hear everything that you were saying, so we were allowing you to speak, and that's why we quit talking, because I guess you were talking to somebody else, maybe. So we're trying to be respectful and let you talk.
Yeah, that's super weird too, because I'm talking to Spreaker, but I'm not talking to you guys. I should be muted on your side, not on the Spreaker side. So I'm wondering.
You're not though.
Yeah, and it's muted over here. So what exactly is going on? That's really weird.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and act upon that.
I feel like you should, without delaying on it. You need to just go ahead and act on it, and you know what to do. And maybe you've just been really hesitant about it, but I wouldn't delay it anymore.
All right.
I think that'd be a good way
Thank
to
you
go.
for calling.
Yeah, for sure. I
All
always
right.
love hearing from you, Sir Robin.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Have a good night.
Bye.
Have sweet dreams and stay cuddly wuddly warm.
You too.
All right. Good night. Yeah, and that was the weird part for me. Like, I was muted, and then I was saying things to different people, and then you guys were being quiet, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Can they hear me? Like, how could you hear me if I'm muted over here? Am I not muted in another area? Like, what exactly is happening?
Oh, no, we could hear you.
That is so weird. And I was muted. What the crack? Somebody's giving me lots of hearts. Who is it? Who's hurting me? Who's hurting me? Who's giving me heart-ons? No, I'm just kidding.
Sharon was asking for a card pull, I believe.
I see DB. Oh, wait. DB1. And then OSSSSD1. Gilbert PR. Hello. Trying to see who that is. Hello. DB. Yeah, DB1. Hello. It's so weird, the different users on different technologies, and who exactly do you talk to or answer questions to, and different people have different things going on, and I have a little tiny rat going on in my hair that I'm trying to deal with right now, but very strange.
Okay, gotcha.
So how do you guys feel like your new
so
group is going? Do you guys enjoy your new group? Are you feeling any kind of struggle going on with that, or is it going like kind of free-flowing and the way you'd want it to? What exactly is happening with the new group that you have going on?
Well, I mean, it's really just Caden and I. You know, we're kind of on a nomad thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going wonderful. It really is. It's been kind of a bunch of fresh air, to be honest. We didn't expect it to take off. You know, it's like Caden said when we first started Tonight Live, you know, we didn't even plan on having a name or a page or anything. And we had so many messages and phone calls from people asking us, you know, well, you left the other team and we like seeing you work. We love watching what you do. We want to work with you. And I was very overwhelmed, and I did not think that would happen, and I was very shocked. You know, Caden kept telling me that we were getting these messages from all these teams, and I'm like, you know, nobody really knows who we are, and I was way incorrect, because all of a sudden it was like, bam, you know, all these people were calling us and sending us messages, and finally Caden was like, okay, I guess we just need to come up with a name. And so we did, and off we went, you know, and it's been awesome. It has been extremely overwhelming, but not in a bad way. I don't want that to sound like a complaint, because it's not. We are blessed. It's been really great. You know, it just took off a lot quicker than what we expected, and we weren't prepared for that. But we're getting it together. And we're just enjoying the ride, man. It's pretty awesome. And doing it with my husband, I have to say, is even more awesome. I know a lot of people don't have that kind of experience because their significant others might not believe like they do or be interested in that. And for me, I'm blessed with that, and it's awesome. You know, he supports me with all of my gifts and my abilities. He pushes me. He wants me to test my limits, and even when I'm insecure about some of them. It's awesome. And like I said, we are just enjoying the ride, and it's great.
So do you guys feel like you're powers kind of collide, or they adapt to each other, or they complement each other? How exactly do you feel like
Very much
different
so.
gifts work together?
It runs like water. Honestly, it just flows. Everything connects and flows between us. But we're also very professional, even though we are married. You know, when we're on site and we're doing something, it's business, it's work, if that makes sense. You know, Caden has his things that he takes care of. You know, he does the communication with clients prior to me meeting them or speaking to them or working with them. He does the paperwork. He does all of it. And I just come in and do what I can, and he wraps it up with some post-care, and, you know, it's just, it's awesome. Just all flows and works together.
That's super cool. And it's cool to be able to work as a group instead of saying, yeah, we're working as partners, we're working as a group, but I get half of your pay and I get half of everybody else's pay, but you don't get any of what I'm doing. And I don't know, it's like really confusing when you try to get down on the root of it and you're just like trying to figure out how it all works and make it all fair when it really isn't. But it's cool because you guys don't collide. You guys are in muse with each other. You're working together. You're on the same flow. And that is what is important, because if you can work together as a team doing certain things, you can see different perspectives, different outlooks, and try to figure out what's going on in this certain frame of mind of what exactly is happening with a certain entity. So that's really good to be able to not only work together, but see different perspectives.
Yes.
All right. So Sharon is asking for a card pull, so let's just do that real quick.
Yes, I'd love to see that.
What I got from Sharon were a life review card and a moon cycle card, and they work together. I hope she can hear me. She needs to take some inventory and resolve some personal things and change to heal anything that she feels in her life might be unbalanced. And the best time to do that, seeing as I got a moon cycle card for her, she needs to pay attention to her energies during this next moon cycle and take that time to do the inner inventory, the spiritual inventory. I'm not sure what the actual issue is, but what I've got and what I'm feeling for her is she might have some personal things, some inner things that she needs to take a spiritual inventory for. Like a financial burden, possibly. And she needs to do it pretty much an inner inventory. And this next moon cycle that we have coming up is going to be the best time for her to do that, because her energies are going to change and she's going to feel that. I hope she can hear me.
Yeah, it sounds
like,
understandable to me. I hope she can hear it too, like, for sure.
It feels very financial. She needs to just kind of clear it out and do an inner inventory of herself. And the best time that I see for her doing that is this next, like I said, this next moon cycle that's coming up.
Well, I think she's got a light and positive energy going on for the future. Even though this feed going on over here for all of us is like kind of cattywampus. It's funny. Back and forth. And different people are commenting different times, and some comments are showing up before other comments that were actually given beforehand. Now they're afterhand, and it's kind of like a shuffle of the cards. It's pretty interesting and intriguing, which I've said several times before on other shows, but it really is. I'm like, holy crikey, what is exactly going on here? Interesting and intriguing. Like, these people are answering, but they're answering at certain times, but then one time is showing up before or after other times, and it's not even in the catalog of when they actually said these things. It's kind of weird. Hi, Adab. Abadab. Abadabadoo. All right, so we have 2 minutes and counting, or 3 minutes and counting before we go to break. So, do we have any more questions from the chat room? I'm trying to look. I don't see anything else, but I don't want to miss anything.
I do want to say, I want to thank everybody for coming out and showing some love. I didn't, like I said, I didn't expect a lot of this to take off when me and Caden broke away from the other team we were on, and it's been very humbling and heartfelt, the love and support that we've received since we decided to do our own thing and kind of go nomad, and it's just us. And I do want to say thank you and acknowledge the love and support we've received from everyone.
Well, like I was saying, I feel like you guys go above and beyond, and you guys are kicking ass and taking names, and don't let what other people are doing or what other people are saying to you bring you down, because you guys are above and beyond what anybody else is doing, and I really look up to you guys a lot, and above what other people are saying. Even though other people have this certain perspective of themselves, I have a certain perspective of you and Caden, and I really look up to you guys and look to you for answers for these certain things. And I feel like you guys are on a different spiritual par than a lot of other people are who think they are above and beyond everybody else. You guys, I feel, are beyond that. So I hope you guys feel comfortable where you are at right now, and that you feel comfortable with what you're doing and can be able to build upon that and go, like I said, above and beyond, and continue to rise above what everybody expects of you, because you guys are just kicking ass for sure.
Well, thank you. It really is, like I said earlier, when this all started, I kind of got a little down because I didn't, Caden had this idea of what we could do, and I didn't have, I guess, the confidence in myself to do this alone. And I didn't expect people to reach out to us that we were working with and speaking with when we were with the team, if that makes sense. And then, there was this whole slew of people that were contacting us, and it blew my mind because I didn't expect that.
Yeah, and it's really surprising, when you get that going on. And you, like you said, you don't expect it. You expect other different negative things to happen. And when these positive things happen, it kind of blows the skull off the top of your head. You're just like, I did not expect that to happen. How did that just happen right now? And that's why you just got to keep it open and not think about or constrain your thoughts about what could be happening right now. The things that are happening right now are meant to happen. And don't overthink it. Just relax and go along with the flow and enjoy the ride and wait for what is meant to happen. Because the more you force it, the worse it's going to be as far as things that aren't supposed to happen. Ron says, I'm on pure adrenaline, which I'm not. I wish I was. I haven't been on that point in a long time. But if you guys want to call in, not only right now, which we have T minus. Oh, we got to go to the end of the show at this moment. Okay, so listen, Caden, what is your website? How can people reach you with their questions and comments about the show, or how to seek help from you?
You can hit us up on Facebook at Southern Ascension Paranormal. We also have a email account, southern.ascension@gmail.com. So for any of your spiritual needs, paranormal needs, if you ever need astral assistance, just let us know.
Well, it's so awesome having you guys on the show this evening, and I thank you so much for being on again tonight, and I hope to have you guys back again soon in the near future.
Absolutely. Look forward to it.
And are you guys going to hang out for the after party? I'd love to have you.
I don't know.
If we can hang, we'll try.
At least for 5 minutes.
It's like almost 2 a.m. here.
Yeah, it's almost 1 a.m. here, but I want to thank you again for being on the show tonight, and I want to thank everyone in Spaced Out Radio, Facebook, Spreaker, Paranormal Radio, TalkStream Live, Deep Talk Radio, and wherever else in the universe you're listening tonight. It was so wonderful having you this evening, literally and figuratively, and I can't wait to do it again next weekend and tomorrow night for Psychic Sunday. And actually tomorrow night we're having another paranormal team for Spooked Out in Seattle on spacedoutradio.com. So you guys, until next time, nighty night, love and light to all my space cases out there. You guys don't forget, together we can. You guys have a wonderful Sunday. I'll see you all back here tomorrow night. And don't forget, we're all in this together. Together we can make the world a little better. And together, my friends, we own the night. Nighty night, love and light to all my space cases out there. And I'll see you back here tomorrow night. If you guys would like to come in for the after party, the number is 970-335-9596 DMJ620. It's 970. Hello, little peep, 23123 from Russia. If you want to come into the after party, it's 970-335-9596. 970-335-9596. Look for TessaTNT on Spreaker.com, and I hope to talk to you guys soon. Until next time, night and night, love and light. Take care of my yous.